Welcome back, everyone, to the finale of the Crituitous RP campaign. Our heroes charged through the darkness that was the Tomb of Annihilation adventure and came out relatively unscathed, but definitely not unchanged. A couple weeks ago, and 2 weeks ago, the session involved our heroes defeating the legendary Archlich, Serac himself, and now have been wrapping up all of their loose ends. Last session, our heroes ran back out into the city of Omu, learned a few things, discovered that the souls of the trickster spirits could be freed, in fact, but it required someone to travel back into the Tomb of the Nine Gods in order to perform it. We lost Laszlo back in his homeland of Tethir, where Serac made a point to pull him back and throw him where he belongs.
Lost sounds so ominous. I have been returned to my home, relatively unscathed.
Yep.
Surely to live a happy, long life that will not be full of Serac trying to murder him.
Probably. But we'll see. But before we jump into what's happening now, I'd like to quickly just thank our newest followers. So thank you for following us on Twitch. DS1057, Metal Freak 1986, and Sam That Gorham Wolf. So thank you very much for you three for following us. We appreciate it, every single one of you. Okay, so without further ado, the last thing that happened was part of the team, everyone except for Tower and Carmen, had been pulled with Laszlo to the land of Tethir, where the Tomb of the Horrors is being kept. Rather than exploring the tomb needlessly, our heroes left Laszlo behind and traveled back, but their teleportation that they used couldn't bring them straight back to Omu. In fact, it took them to Port 9 Zaro. A message that went back and forth between Carmen and the party informed Carmen and Tower that they should head to Port 9 Zaro because the rest of the party aren't going back to Omu. So Tower, using his divine wild shaping capabilities, is able to fly very quickly across the entire land of Chelt. It'll take just over 7 days. So on the 8th day, Tower and Carmen would arrive in the city of Port 9 Zaro, taking regular breaks in order to refresh his wild shape. You'll notice as you progress subtle changes in the land. The closer you get to Port 9 Zaro, the more lively the jungle appears to be. The trees had begun to turn a little rotten as they got closer to the city of Omu, and moving back up to where the life is, everything looks fresher and greener. You'll fly over the Aldani Basin, and you'll see not a single red wizard camped out in the basin, whereas just a few days prior there was a whole army of red wizards camped underneath the heart of Ubtao. Tower and Carmen, can I get you guys to roll a perception check as you're flying over? Okay, let me just... Where is... I can't find her sheet. I don't know. I was going to pull up a picture for you, but never mind. All right, Tower, you very clearly are able to see, as you're flying past the heart of Ubtao, a very familiar female, blonde-haired, elven featured woman in a dark black cloak stood on top of the heart watching you and Carmen fly past. Granted, she hasn't seen your eagle form, but Carmen doesn't look too different. Hair's different, but can still tell it's Carmen since last time they met. Do you engage with this individual?
I'm keeping a distance more than 90 feet away at all times.
So specific. I wonder why that is.
I've got a good rate gauge of how far that spell has, and I can't really communicate to Carmen. Does Carmen see her as well?
With a 17, yeah, I'd say Carmen does. And for everyone's reference, I mean Valindra Shadowmantle, the elven woman that turned out to be a lich, and somewhat involved in everything, but not really behind much.
Yeah, Carmen will just kind of look over, notice that Tower's keeping distance, which she'll be very grateful for. So, for appreciating the fact he's probably seen her as well, and she'll just kind of just watch her, but nervously just be like, just hoping that she doesn't do anything to her, and she's going to kind of realise, gonna have to sort this out at some point. So it's kind of like she's alive after Carmen caved her head in, so she's not going to be very liked.
Is she doing anything?
Yeah, is she doing anything?
I'm checking ranges on everything.
I'm staying out of it.
Way out of the way.
I'm staying well out of the way. More than
all of her highest,
probably over 120.
All of her highest, most dangerous spells are 60-foot range.
Okay.
She could dimension door to you, but she's not going to bother doing that. She's just going to watch you and wave and signal that she's watching you.
It's very friendly of her. She's got a good eye on us, you know. She's just a kind guardian.
The flight back from the heart of Uptower back to Port Nyanzaru takes another 4 days from that point. So in total, 7.5 days to get back to Port Nyanzaru. And it goes by fairly quietly. The only time you spend on the ground is when you have to refresh your wild shape, and that is infrequent at best. So the question is, what is everyone else going to be doing for those 7 days before Tower and Carmen arrive in Port Nyanzaru? The city is busy. The city is lively. Everyone's abuzz because things are working again. The temples here absolutely packed with corpses that are slowly being resurrected. You've got a constant chain of clerics passing in and out, using all of their magical capabilities to be able to resurrect as many people per day as possible. It's become almost hectic over these few days while you're here, of some people demanding that their loved one gets resurrected before someone else. And, well, since resurrections use diamonds as spellcasting components, you start seeing that a couple people start offering more diamonds to make it quicker. And it very quickly, human nature begins to dig away. Even at the very act of resurrecting people, it becomes almost commercialized and quickly back to the way the temples were previously. But
how
what
many diamonds do we have?
I don't know.
Well, first of all, where do we appear when we land in this teleportation circle?
So the teleportation circle that you have specifically is, let me double check.
I deducted 1,000 gold pieces from our group inventory to cover Carmen's reincarnation, and we have 1 diamond worth 500 gold pieces, and various assorted other coins and jewels.
But that's not enough to use in a resurrection, right?
Different types of diamonds are used for different levels of resurrection. If a person's been dead within 10 days, it only costs 500 gold. if they've been dead for up to a century, which chances are everyone has, it's 1,000 gold worth of diamond.
Well, perhaps we can sell that 500 gold worth diamond for 700 or 800. Make a little money. Demand's high, supplies low.
You will land in a small courtyard just off to the western, or the southern side actually, because the city's tilted. The southern side of the city of Port Nyanzara. Now, the reason why you land here is it is a regulated and tracked entrance into the city. The teleportation circles in here. People take note of everyone that teleports in using this network. And so as soon as you come in, people will be asking for your names, for just your identity, where you're from, just so that they can track who is coming in and out of the city. To be very controlled. The world has been quite dangerous lately. They want to be extra safe. So you'll end up right outside the large bazaar, the marketplace, as you mentioned before. The merchant prince households are all over here in this large walled compound that's raised above the city. So Zola's mother and family are in there.
Okay, so real question is, I poured in with everybody else, and how does the city around me start to react to an abominafied...
Everyone begins to freak out. Every guard...
Charm person. Boom, 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 boom. You're charmed, you're charmed, you're charmed, you're charmed.
How many charm persons do you have?
Charm person
Note, it's a concentration spell, right?
Not that I don't have it marked as concentration. That doesn't mean it isn't. It's only 1 hour. I don't have it marked down as a concentration.
Let me double check. If it is, you're very limited on what you can do. If it's not, then...
All you need to do is charm a child, and then I'll go hug the child, and then everything will be fine.
Everyone will think you're going to murder him.
Until I hug him.
It's just another UNT ploy.
It doesn't look... Nope, it's not concentration. It just lasts for an hour, and it's a first level spell. So how many of your spell slots do you try?
Well, I'm just going to start at level 1 and keep bumping it up. And the maximum number of people I could do is 4, 6, 10, plus 9 is 19.
You can twin it a few times.
If you can successfully get 4 or 5 people charmed, I think everyone would calm down just naturally.
Yeah, if I start using higher level slots per person and twin it, well, I can only twin the first level one. Point being, I can probably hit somewhere between 15 to 25 people with Charm Person.
Looking at these 4 rolls, I've got a 14, 10, 10, 11. It looks like no one's going to be able to save from your spells. So you are able to quickly charm people long enough for Zola to be able to decide what she's going to do. But the city will freak out.
Everyone chill down. It's fine. She's with us, right? Magic!
But do you want... I understand, and I trust you, my friend. I trust you. I do.
Right.
But the UNT have been attacking us. And
right, but this isn't the UNT. This is Zola. You remember her? We had some trouble in the woods. You know how these woods can be, right?
Yes, of course. And we would like to make sure that she is fine, and we would happy to let her in. She can stay, but the people might get restless. Perhaps she can put on maybe a skirt or something.
It's not going to help.
No.
The minute this guy mentions Zola in a skirt, though, Piju kind of has to choke back a laugh just at the notion.
Go get we're good friends, right? You and I, we're pretty tight. Go get a cart and a horse.
What? No, hang on now.
Well,
why can't I just...
Well, all right.
They're going to have to get used to me.
Well, yeah.
A chair that has wheels and an empty space.
I am the Razia. I will not be carted around.
That's not going to help anything. Don't tell them that.
Fair enough. Mackenzie, this is your place. If that's how you'd like to do it, we certainly can.
Well, I think it would be best if you spoke to some of the merchant princes very quickly to get their approval. Once the merchant princes are cool with all of this, then most people seem to, follow along.
No worries, that's where we're going.
Oh, okay.
Everything will be handled.
Well, good day to you all.
Okay, bye-bye. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye. So, let out into the city. What do you do? Where'd you go?
I'm going to say hello to everyone that stares as I'm passing. Just, hi, how are you? Well met. Lovely day.
People who seem to react poorly when Zola isn't looking, I charm them.
Everyone stops and stares. Even the people riding their dinosaurs through stop and give way for the abomination. The dinosaurs that have become little more than pack animals all seem a little bit hesitant towards Zola in her reptilian form.
If anybody's curious enough to reach out for me, I'll shake some hands.
No, they're all staying back.
Okay.
All giving you a wide berth, but then people are collecting around to watch the crowd as you all make your way through. Who are they? Who's these people? What's going on?
Are there any little kids who try to run up and touch your tail?
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
Maybe one or two. A little child.
I'll wiggle my tail. Yeah, I'm going to try to play with it.
The child freaks out, cries, and runs to its mother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You'll get another opportunity. A child will kind of giggle and laugh. And overall, you guys are being calm. Some people remember you from the first time you were here. So, calms down. The presence of an abomination next to a Aarakocra, which is also strange, and a tiefling, which sets everyone on edge, kind of just creates just this wide berth of strangeness that everyone wants to avoid.
Eventually, we'll probably make our way to the gates of Xanthus Complex.
And almost immediately after arriving at Xanthi's household, she will come rushing out to you with her arms wide open to give you a big old bear hug.
I catch my mommy and I spin her around, careful not to hurt her. When I set her back down, I hold her at arm's length, and different than the Zola that left Nyanzaru, she's definitely acquired some wisdom in her eyes. She looks older, despite the fact that only maybe 4 months or so has passed. It looks more like 10 years. And she just calmly, hi.
Well, you can't say I'm not surprised. Are you well?
Yeah. Am. Everything works if you're curious. So it's all good.
Not everything. You don't have legs anymore. Do you? Are they still there?
Watch this though, and then I will climb her up onto the archway of the opening of the gate, and then I'll wrap around it and I'll hang down and I'll go ha ha ha.
While you're hanging upside down from the archway, a spear is thrown straight towards you. It'll miss. It's not aimed directly at you, but to draw your attention to the gladiatorial fellow in the doorway that rushes out to tackle his baby sister, Shadow.
I will jettison down from the archway and smack into him and probably bowl him over.
Oh, careful. Oh, not like I used to be.
Whoa, what happened? You okay?
So, yes. Thanks to Mother here, I was lucky enough to be one of the first. So I feel much better today than most.
You died?
Kind of.
How did did you die?
It happened on the boat ride from Jahaka Bay.
I knew I shouldn't have left you alone. I knew it.
Don't worry. It was not what you would have thought. It wasn't the people. No, we were all fine. Everything was good. The ship got taken down by the dragon turtle.
Oh, dragon turtle. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing you can do about the dragon turtle unless you want to go get it. I mean, it's still outside the bay. Should we?
Cool. No. You know what they say about dragon turtles?
What do they say? They kill.
Nothing to do about a dragon turtle.
Oh, fair enough. That is what they say.
Yeah, you've heard it before.
You all must be tired. Forget sayings, forget the past. The future is bright. Yes? Come on.
How is the boat, by the way?
Oh, it's fine. Well, I mean, it's in 2 pieces, but I think those 2 pieces are fine.
Mm. Okay, well, everybody, we got a lot to talk about, so I guess.
Yeah. Why on earth, on Toril, do you have a tail?
Well, okay, well, this is why we need to go inside. We need to talk about some stuff.
All right.
As we walk inside, Grigori will
for everyone.
As you walk inside, Grigori will just walk up to Zola and say, if the tail causes problems, even as simple as the rooms aren't built for it because it's much longer, I can give you 2 legs back temporarily if that's what you require. Just so you're aware, Mackenzie. I know not to hide it, just for convenience sake, so you know it's an option. And I'll fade into the background.
Thank you.
So, what happened?
So, turns out my father was Rosnasi. Hey!
Xanthi won't look surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She's not surprised. I will take the flame tongue sword off of my belt, still in its sheath. I'll show them a little bit, and it's like, Rosnasi is dead. He was decapitated, so he shouldn't be returning.
But there are a lot of people returning from the dead right now, so anything could happen.
We're keeping an eye on it. In the meantime, I kind of have control of all of Omu.
Really?
I am the Razia in standing. I lost half of my people with the shift. Half of them wouldn't follow me. They've scattered into the jungle, seeking a new place. I've got my people thinking about ways to track them down. But right now, we're focusing on defenses, since we are small in number now and fairly vulnerable.
So, and you can immediately see that Xanthi's wheels begin to turn. Okay, control over the capital city of Chult. That could work. We could set some things up. We could set up some trade.
Me and her are having a whole conversation with our eyes right now. Yeah.
She's already picking out people, places, and things that they need to do. She'll ask you at some point to draw out a detailed map of what remains of Omu and how much effort you think it'll take to restructure the city, to get rid of some of the earth and rebuild everything.
Absolutely. And I'm going to get everybody else in on this too, because everybody's got a hunk of knowledge that is useful for this if they're willing to give it.
She seems partial to converting the single pillar where there is a shrine on top of the lava into a private sanctum for her and the family.
That's hey, I have another thing to show you. Speaking of the particular temple that's right there, I got a god in my pocket.
You have a god in your pocket.
Yeah, don't tell anybody, because he's vulnerable too in his current form. But everybody, this is Moa.
It looks like a box.
It's got his remains on the inside, and he is still quite conscious, I assure you. He is capable of talking. I don't know if it's just to me, or...
How did you trap a god in a box?
Somebody else's magic. There was shoot. Have you guys ever heard of a Sararak?
Oh, I think I've heard the name in a few fairy tales.
So met him, fought him, killed him.
Oh.
Not permanently.
With this guy though, I did it.
Yeah. He was the final straw over there, but it was teamwork.
Definitely, but this guy did it. I did it.
Fine teamwork. There are two people who are not present as well, who were also in that battle, Tower and Carmen. They should be on their way here at some point.
We need to send people out to welcome them back, make sure they get home safe.
I have faith that they are capable of taking care of themselves, and if we put any more resources on them, they'll have to watch those resources, and that's more of a burden for them than helpful.
But, well, Zola, we could always advise certain people in the city so when they come, they are well met and brought to us.
Well, sure, yeah. Yeah, but, like, Tom and Phil out front probably will be enough.
Okay. I'll remember to make sure that Tom and Phil are made aware.
Great.
Okay. All right. So they will lavish you with all the finery of life that it comes with being family to a merchant prince. And they'll do that for all of you. Every single one of you. They'll make sure that Pijo has more than enough shiny fabric in the robes that they give him, and plenty of wine for everyone around there. She does actually have a gift to give to you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let me pull up Xanthi's quest.
Oh, I gotta tell her about the Ring of Winter, too.
That's a good point. Okay.
During the revelries, Grigori will kind of sideline Averine and Pijo. It seems like there will be a lot to take care of here. Xanthi seems glad to have Zola home, and they're quite busy. But I believe you and I, Averine, and Pijo, if you'd like to come along, but Averine and I have business with a certain woman up in a fort. If I would be interested in just you and I taking care of it. If keeping things subtle is appropriate, or if not, we can do more. I understand, Averine, you've got more of an axe to grind than I, but certainly we both have business there.
I have no idea what you're saying, but okay, I'll help.
Well, she charged us all on a quest, and if she's still alive, we've saved her life. So I don't want to go there without everyone else there to receive whatever. If she sees fit to reward us for our great service, I don't want to be there without everyone else.
Well, my understanding was we're going to have to pay her back because there was a certain loan in regards to the Ring of Winter. But then after that, my business with her is done. I understand you had certain demands to be made, and if she didn't agree to those demands, there might be some unpleasantness.
Well, I want to talk to Zola's mother about that ledger we found from that crashed ship and see what she thinks about it.
Well, Xanthi will approach Pijo. After getting to know Pijo a little bit, figures this might please him a little bit more. She pulls out a small pouch of cloth.
Already invested. What's up?
Is a gift for you. I thank you for helping my family and for saving the world. It is a bag of magic beans.
Ooh. Go on.
You have 6. put them in the ground, you water them, and then magic happens.
Okay.
Okay. Here you go.
What happens if I eat them?
Then magic happens inside you. Probably don't want to do that.
That doesn't sound good. All right, he's gonna pocket it in a pocket that apparently he has all over. But
a little
thank you.
Fold in the feathers there.
Yeah, he makes it work. Shoves it in somewhere. Do you know what kind of magic happens from it?
Some people have different effects sometimes when they try them. No two beans are alike. Well, they might not be alike. There's a chance they are, but very, very small chance.
No two beans are alike. That's like real life. No two of us are alike.
Deep.
Yeah, he's going to put one in the ground right here to see what happens.
Please do it outside.
Oh, for sure. I just had in my mind that we were outside. He's going to step outside and put one in the ground out there. Just to see what happens.
Roll a D100.
All right.
A 100 brings a Serac back immediately right next to you. Just
great. Killed him once. I can kill him again. Why am I doing it? Oh, I'm going to do those hot commands.
There are a couple that I would really like it to be, but I'll let it be a random effect. 41. Okay. You water it. It begins to sprout. There's a horrifying shrieking sound as
a Serac comes back.
No.
Oh, okay.
9 shriekers immediately sprout out of the ground. Flowers that are constantly screaming at you just sprout out of the ground and just start shrieking. Guards come quickly, kill them all. I'm sorry. That's one of the bad things that it could do.
Should I do another one?
You're welcome to try.
I'll wait, because that was really annoying.
Okay.
But I trust that it will be better, and I appreciate the gift.
Could be better.
You raised a wonderful daughter.
All right. Well, the revelries will continue for a couple days, and they'll just keep going until you guys are wanting to do something else. What are the kinds of things that you would be doing in the city of Port Nine Zara?
Party at the Thundering Lizard? Anybody?
Peter is going to bounce from alcoholic-induced party to alcoholic-induced party as much as he can, because this is the first time he's been in any kind of situation like this in a while, and he has a lot of steam to let out. So he is going to probably have a very severe hangover after these days, but for now, he will party for 7 days.
Okay.
So
at some point during that partying, you'll plant another bean. It'll erupt into a geyser, and I'll let you choose. It's either going to shoot out up into 30 foot into the air, water, beer, berry juice, tea, vinegar, wine, or oil. What would you like?
Beer.
Okay,
Beer
so a geyser of beer explodes and lasts for a couple minutes in front of the tavern for you, which will annoy the tavern owner because that's free beer. But,
I'll throw him a few shinies to make up for the business lost.
Okay.
And I'm drunk enough where it's probably a few more shinies, and that would make up for the business lost. But
okay,
just as a kindness.
What were you going to say, Matthew?
So we defeated the Soulmonger, defeated Serac. Everyone else had a night, but then Grigori showed up, and there hasn't been a break since then until the revelries and such.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of as that winds down, probably like 3 or 4 a.m., Grigori finally pulls Zola aside, and they actually talk about all that happened to him and all that happened to her, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Fair enough. Anything you want to share that hasn't already been discussed about? Did you have fun on your time away?
Carmen's uncle is very interesting. Oh, but I can do this now, and I cast Teoman's tiny hut so that we can chat and nobody will walk in and bother us.
Nice. Very
Yep.
nice. Very useful.
Yeah. Well, Carmen, it seemed so useful when Carmen had it, and then suddenly I didn't have Carmen, and what was I going to do? So I picked up some tricks.
He seemed like a really weird dude. What was with that arm?
He's instead of an arm, he has some sort of tentacle like an octopus. It's very strange, but very functional, I suppose.
Is it like a curse, or did he do it himself?
I never thought to ask him, but he didn't seem put off by it. And he seems like the type who he has the resources. If it bothered him, he would be trying to fix it. And he didn't seem to be trying to fix it. So I don't know if he was born that way or if it's some part of what he's become. I suspect more of the latter. Pandemonium was a very strange place with very strange people, the least of all him.
And you said you actually went to the Hells?
Yes, I did.
What was that like? Is it as horrible as people say it is, or is that like all exaggeration?
Well, horror is in the eye of the beholder, my dear. It was exactly how people described it. Whether or not you find that troublesome or comforting, it was very orderly. It was very organized. One never felt in danger of unexpected attack or violence, just the threat of expected attack or violence.
Did you like it?
It had its charms. Unfortunately, people found out who I was. So my vigilance continues for fear that people will come looking for me. But I don't think that will be anytime soon. Having been to the Hells and having spent time with Loic, I've been taken down a peg, we shall say. I'm not as powerful or as interesting or as cunning as I thought. But I will be one day.
Self-awareness is very important for growth.
Would you have spent much time on the second level of the 9 Hells?
I kind of followed Loic around, and we were heading down to Dis. So I'll ask Casey a little bit more, since she and I worked together, since she is Loic's player character. If we spent time on the second layer.
Is Dis not located on the second layer?
If I remember rightly, it should be.
Then we spent all of our time on the second layer. Yeah, I play the Tiefling, and I don't have the 9 Hells figured out quite as well as I ought to.
It's all right. So, looking up very quickly.
Like when you're from a town that's very touristy, you don't do all the touristy things. You just grow up and it's there.
I grew up in New York, but I never seen the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty. You got to heading to Staten Island. No one wants to go there. That's where we put our garbage.
That's a really good New York accent. I just want to...
I did live in New York for a while.
Okay. All right. So, yes, Dis is actually the second layer of the Hells. And so, the city of Dis would be within that space. I need to double check if second level was the one I was thinking of. I believe it is.
Good or bad when the DM's like, so this thing you're describing, let me look up some stuff. It's like, oh no.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So on the second level, while you spent some time there, the two of you, you know the second level of the 9 Hells is under the watchful eye of Dispater. He is the leader of that. But while you were there, you would have picked up on a few little things. Subtle changes in behaviors in some of the 9 Hells that were occurring. And you actually caught yourselves witness to, whether or not you really understood why or what was going on. But you began to watch, you may have caught witness, some expansions occurring. There were attempts while you were there, very small skirmishes of the demons from the first layer of the Abyss, trying to spread their influence down onto this second. Pathways were being created and closed off fairly quickly between the first and second levels of the Hells, more than usually you travel through the Hells via the River Styx. People were trying and succeeding at creating additional pathways that would travel between the two, and that caused a lot more skirmishes and combat between them. It would appear that the Archdevil of the first level of the Hells was attempting to expand her horizon and her influence out of Avernus onto Dis, and that person being Zariel, the person behind Half-Rate Heroes. There's a plug for you. Go check out our other stream on the Sunday nights.
If you'd like more details on what's happening there, come see us at our second channel.
Yeah. Same channel, different night. An adventure kicked off by Zariel and her expansion attempts within the Hells. So, didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, Mackenzie, what's next for you now?
Ask me that question after we deal with Lady Portier.
Okay.
There are still outstanding contracts, and you know how I feel about that.
Okay.
Although, now that I've brought you back safely, my deal with your mother's completed, so one fewer thing to worry about.
Well, you weren't going to let anything happen to me either way.
Oh, not for a long time.
Oh. Okay. So, are you going to engage in anything other than revelry while Tower and Carmen are on their way back?
I'd like to have a chat with Zanti when I can pull her aside.
Yep. Sober or intoxicated?
Sober.
Okay, fair enough. So, catch her early in the morning.
Miss Zanti.
Yes, Averine.
Thank you for your hospitality. It is a most wonderful place you have here. I wanted to have a chat with you. I think I recall Zola letting me know that you were interested in what was going on in Fort Beluarian.
Yes.
And so I have some concerns about the lady who runs the place over there, Miss Portier. I had a suspicion that she's in league with the pirates. And I don't know how many people are involved in it, but I feel like it's just her and not necessarily all the people that staff the fort. But we came across a shipwreck in our travels, and there was a bill of lading, or all of the paperwork that goes with types of shipments. There were instructions in her hand and with her signature that any evidence of this shipment should be destroyed after completing the shipment. And this was going to the aid of the folks in Jahaka Bay, which I believe are where perhaps the pirates make their home.
Well, thank you very much for the information. That is very, very good. Shago was yes, he was one of my spies within the fort, but not my only spy. And thank you for getting this information. This will work wonderfully. Me and my friends within the Itepka Society are very interested in rooting out this kind of behavior. So we will be using this very sternly to make sure we push out these pirates and make sure that all trade happens in the appropriate manners.
We intend to pay her a visit ourselves, as she aided us in our journey, and we need to repay her kindness. Is there anything you would like us to do on your behalf while we're there? Once we've settled our debt to her, I do intend to confront her about this information.
Could you smuggle a package into the fort for me? Just leave it somewhere hidden?
I suppose that depends on the package. What did you have in mind?
All I need to be in there is a small coin. It's about this big, about the size of a silver piece. A very special kind of coin. Me and my friends use it to communicate and to keep eyes on certain locations. If you can sneak this coin into one of our, somewhere within the fort, it will greatly help us with our expansions.
I take the coin and look at it.
Okay. You'll notice on both sides of the coin, embossed and embedded into it, is the image of a winged snake.
Being from the north, my association of a winged snake is the Zentarum. Do I have...
And it would be the same.
Miss Zanti, this snake, it seems to be this sigil on your coin here.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be one of those symbols that the Zentarum would use. Are you affiliated with this organization?
We keep it quiet, but yes. One of the problems that Liara Portier and her Flaming Fist people are proposing is their illegal activities are not managed. Better the evil you know, as people say. So we intend to out the Flaming Fist and ensure that all activities are authorized.
So it's your position to replace the Flaming Fist with the Zentarum?
Yes, it is. But you must keep that quiet. I trust you as a friend to my beloved daughter.
Where in particular do you want this coin to end up?
Anywhere inside the fort. Simply placing it inside the fort will allow us to be able to see inside, and then that will help us get people in.
My impression of the Zentarum isn't terribly favorable. Why do you feel they would be better positioned than the Flaming Fist?
Because they are... you can trust the Zentarum to act in a very specific way. Give them the right kind of pressures, and they behave in a very specific kind of way. That's why we want them. The Flaming Fist are a bit of a wild card. And the Zentarum do a lot of good. They do help a lot of people. Sometimes.
Very well. Well, I'll be sure to get the coin in there.
Thank you. If you need passage to Fort Beluarian, we can arrange such.
We might take you up on that offer. When I walk away, I cast Identify on the coin, so just so I know it doesn't explode or anything like that.
It's not going to explode. It is mundane coin. Your understanding of magic would simply be that getting an item inside a location means it's easier to scry on the location. Once you've seen the location, it's much easier to teleport into it, being familiar with the location with the intended end. All right. Anything else from you all?
I go to all the drunken parties, drink very little, and just listen for secrets, and just try to learn and get dirt on people, as I am wont to do.
Roll persuasion, deception, or investigation. One of the three.
Can I do it with advantage if I get my charm person on there?
No.
No, bummer.
18. Okay. You learn that there is apparently going to be an assassination attempt on Zola and her companions in a few days. Once the assassins have gathered their strength, they're going to take them out. So these people that are making all this noise and throwing beer everywhere and just being obnoxious, they'll be sorted soon, so we don't have to worry about them.
I find out who they are, and I murder them all without letting anybody know. If
Be
possible.
an investigation.
If it's far too large for me to handle by myself, we'll see. But if I can...
And then the session is over.
Yeah. Now, by yourself, with a 14, you struggle to be able to connect enough leads. Maybe you've had just a little bit too much of the alcohol, and you're not at your peak condition, but you struggle to narrow down how many assassins there are and how long it's going to take them to get to full force and make their attack.
Are they having any meetings? Are they meeting up at some point?
No meetings. Or at least not that you can find out with the 14. Sorry.
All right. Well, on because this goes on for several days, so one of those nights I tell Zola.
I was completely expecting that.
Well, this is your hometown. I'd just as soon be rid of them.
Last I heard, there were actually UNT purebloods capable of kind of phasing in and out of normal civilization. I definitely expected some traders to come for me, at least. Question is, do we want to try to track them down now, or do we want to just make ourselves a big obvious target and wait for them, and then kill them?
Mapenzi, that is up to you.
Well, I like it when we make group decisions. Where's everybody else? Let's go talk to them about it.
Hungover morning over breakfast. Hungover breakfast sausage.
So a bunch of people are going to try to assassinate me soon.
Oh, all of us, to be clear. They don't like your compatriots either. I can't imagine why.
Oh, lucky you guys.
I'm universally liked wherever I go.
Well, if they try to kill us, we'll just kill them back. We're pretty good at it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Has anyone heard from Carmen lately? How close they are?
Yeah, we shouldn't make any plans without them. We want to make sure that they're protected as well and not assassinated away from us or apart from us.
Well, but they know that the assassins may just be after us because we're in town. If those two hang out outside of town, we could take care of this before they get back. But if they're here before the assassins try to get the drop on us, might be nice.
Maybe we can tell them when they get here, if they get here before the assassins get the drop on us, we tell them, don't come see us, because then they won't think you're with us. So then when we get attacked, they're there, and then they can surprise them.
I guess we just have to wait till Carmen sends us a sending, unless someone else has a means to communicate with her.
Carmen sends a sending while you're all on breakfast and you're all Google.
And for the record, Picho
Awfully
is probably still a little
convenient.
drunk and not hungry right now.
Well, we met at this time because Carmen every day gives us an update at this same time. So we chat to be ready for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since they're just traveling, she can spell the energy to send a message.
Of course she can.
Because if
Would
not,
you
we
send
worry she was in
messages
trouble
back and
and go looking for her. So this is what good friends do.
So yeah, I would just be sending what our location was. So it depends on what day this is and how far we would have gotten by now. But it would just be how are you all? We're currently here,
Who do you send it to?
Oh, probably to Zola. To be fair.
Okay.
She's still not sure on Grigori.
I don't blame you.
I was going to send it to Averine, but
She's sure about Averine.
don't send it to Pijo just because he might not actually answer your message. He'll give you 25 words back about shinies.
Well,
Last night I made a geyser and beer came out of it, and the beer keeper was really mad. Like, give me some money.
And I got this really shiny robe on.
During the revelries, a certain Tortle, who's absolutely tired after having used all of his magics today, casting resurrection spells, will stumble upon the intoxicated group of adventurers and his replacement. How does Greco feel?
Greco would not see Pijo as a replacement. Greco would see Pijo as just another person trying to do the right thing.
And what does Greco do in this situation?
Is this the morning? Well, you said he's tired, so it's the nighttime.
Yeah, it's end of the day.
He will, seeing Averine wherever Averine is, will slowly kind of shuffle his way up there to, I guess, I'm picturing her sitting at a stool, but wherever she would particularly find herself. Just from behind, well, hello there, old friend.
Greco, you old so-and-so! How the hell have you been? It's so good to see you! And she tries to wrap her arms around his giant shell.
Greco returns the embrace as best as possible. When you have two arms on the outside of a shell going around a human, and the human arms trying to wrap around the shell, and it's just a really awkward visual for anybody who's there. Says, well, things are going quite well here ever since the curse was lifted, which I have no doubt was caused by you and your friends, and our friends, I suppose. Am I correct in my assumption?
Aye, we defeated a Serarak and a great many red wizards.
Ah, good. So justice is served. Well.
So, since you were turned to stone by a Medusa,
yeah,
and then slowly restored over the course of 30 days by a Chwinga, and its floral wreath that it put around your neck, locked up in Kirsabal, what have you been up to? It's been a couple days. I think overall, since the Medusa, it's not with how long it would have taken you to restore. You haven't been restored for very long. In fact, probably one of your feet still feels a bit stiff.
Yeah. Well, in the time since I returned to this existence, the magic of a Chwinga bringing me back, which was great fortune. The Arakakra at Kirsabal were quite kind, and they helped nurse me back, but feeling the effects of the death curse slowly restoring or removing themselves from our world, I decided to make my way to Port Nyanzaru, knowing it's a busy, populated area, and my services could be of more use than with the Arakakra, who, while possibly in need of help, were not as threatened by the dangers of the curse. So here I am. It's been a few hard days, but it's been good work.
Okay. It has been 39 days since you were turned to stone, and 30 of those was you being restored. So 9 days have passed since you woke up.
Okay, that's enough time to get from
Kirsabal
to yeah. Cool. And also get enough levels to be able to help with the resurrections.
Yep.
There's a lot of spell casting. There's a lot of experience points.
It's the Chwingas. Yep.
Yeah. It's good. It's good magic there.
Okay. All right. Then, after the 7 days of revelry,
I would want to hit the merchant prince of magical items to return one such item.
Wakanga Utamu.
I'd like to go with you just to make an appearance, just to be seen, kind of.
So I announce we're heading we're going shopping. Does anyone want to come with?
Stunned silence for once.
For the first time in forever.
I think we should probably stick together just because of the whole assassination attempt pending thing. So come on, both of you. Get your butts moving.
All right. But I'll disguise self and just look like a random Port Nyanzarian and trail at a distance, keeping an eye out.
Fair enough. Then, as you guys make your way over towards Wakanga Utamu's villa, it's not far from Xanthi's, so people around there would have known you enough that you don't have to wait too long outside the villa itself to be able to get an audience with Wakanga Utamu. He will welcome you inside with a big smile on his face. Looks a little frail in comparison to what he was, a little bit withdrawn and less to him, but still just as happy as ever. So, what do you have to return?
Mr. Otamu, you look well. We have returned from our adventures in the jungles.
Oh, please, call me Wakanga.
Very well, Mr. Wakanga. I still have this item of Shield Guardian control. We traveled into the Aldani Basin, but we were not able to locate or recover this fella. So I apologize for failing on this mission.
That is okay. You know, I'll get someone else to do it. Thank you.
That's really it. I did want to find a smith of sorts. I don't know if Wakanga is a smith, but if not, I'd like to head to a smith.
Okay.
Unless
he's
anyone
not,
else has
but
business.
he can point you to any of the smiths that he uses to craft his items that he then trades. Being the chief of magical item trade, he knows all the best blacksmiths, and he sends you to one. Okay. It's down in the eastern side of the city, on the other side of the Harbour Ward.
So I tell everyone, I want to commission some items from a smith. Does anyone can everyone come with so we don't get assassinated separately? We all die together, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. To the market ward, outside the gladiatorial pit, you find the best of the best smiths. Also outside the Thundering Lizard.
Oh, great. We could have a drink after. I say, oh, wait there, Smithy. I'd like to commission some like ball bearings, unless you have any in stock. I really just need 20 or so, a handful, but I'd like them specially made or coated with silver.
Silver ball bearings. Do you want them completely silver or just coated in silver?
I guess it depends on the cost of either option.
Well, I have some that are coated in silver, ready to go. Let me double check the price. Those that are covered in silver, 100. Well, actually, it's for ammunition. Got to remember this, right? It's 100 gold to silver, 10 pieces of ammunition. So 1,000 ball bearings in a typical pack, you're looking at 10,000 gold to
I don't
silver
need
them all.
10,000, just 20, or maybe if ball bearings, if that's too exotic, perhaps just arrowheads, 20 arrowheads.
If you just want 20, I can do you 20. It'll be 200 gold for coated. Now, solid silver. Now, those will last you. Those will last a while. 2,000 silver. No, gold.
I bet they're real shiny,
gold.
Rini.
I'll just take the coated ones.
All right. They're good for 1 or 2 hits, then the silver starts flaking off.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Averin,
Aye.
what do you need that for? What kind of magical concoction are you brewing?
Well, ball bearings are good for tripping people up, I suppose. But I've learned a spell that I can animate things, and it seems like having something silvered could help us against things that are resistant to mundane things. So
Interesting.
that is all.
I am very curious to see what that would look like. I hope I get to see it.
We may.
Okay. Any of the downtime stuffs?
Well, while Pijo's drinking, he's going to literally any person that will give him the time of day to hear him talk will recount their adventure in increasingly exaggerated and untrue ways, making sure it always ends in "and I killed a Sararak."
So it sounds like everyone's kind of partying, but Pijo, like when everyone else is calming down, Pijo's just getting started. Grigori's going to disguise self and kind of follow him around town discreetly. While he's doing his investigation, he thinks Pijo's probably the most obvious target. So
yeah, fair enough. And I just figure any of these like meetings we're having where maybe some of us are hungover, Pijo is that like maybe you don't know this, that morning after drunk when you went so hard the night before that the next morning you haven't gotten sober enough to then get hungover. That's where he is. Yeah. That's where
dog?
he is. Yeah. No, hair of the dog is when you have a hangover and you have more alcohol to end the hangover.
No,
this is the alcohol hasn't left his
this
system
is paw
after
of the dog. Just keep eating dog all day long, it sounds like.
Yes.
All right.
He's eating a lot of dog.
Which for Pijo might be literal.
This
In the
zany
evenings.
Aarakocra.
Tower's going to scry on Grigori specifically just to freak him out.
Grigori, roll the wisdom saving throw.
Good luck. Good luck. Oh!
Boom.
All right. So on a failed save, spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. The sensor moves with the target remaining within 10 feet of it. For the duration, a creature that can see invisible objects can see the sensor instead of target. Okay, when you do so, right? So I don't think
I'm aware of it.
No, I don't think he's aware of it.
Okay.
But you get to watch.
You get to watch
there's a weird moment where you get to watch someone that doesn't look like Grigori following Pijo around. After being told that someone is about to assassinate the group, what do you do?
Fly faster. We must fly faster. Our friends are in danger.
Okay. So kicking it up, dashing to get the extra distance.
And then the next morning, I'm going to cast it again. And then Carmen's going to send a message while we're watching them. And I'm going to watch their response. And we're going to freak them out with more information. She's going to send things to reply to what they're saying while they're there.
So you're watching over their shoulder, and she's doing things like, "No, you don't want to pick that up. That would be a bad idea."
Yeah. Don't touch that. Don't touch that on the table. The wine is poison.
Well, yes, that's the whole point of it, right? I mean, that's why we drink it.
Carmen would also, during this time, she would do a send-in to her dad, because she promised Loic that she would tell him what was going on, and she wouldn't want Loic to do that before she got to. So she would do that, and also she'd find out where they are and how far are they still on their way down. You know, how far are they as well?
Okay, so there will be a small degree of disappointment in his voice when he says to you, "It's okay. At least you're alive and well, and you're back. Even though you're not a half elf anymore, we can put fake ears on you. It's okay." He will give you a sit rep on his travel time. The castle's pretty slow. Yeah. And they're taking the castle all the way down, so it's still going to take them another month to get there.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be a while before the castle gets there, but they're on their way.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe you should... so your castle trades? It makes trades?
Yes.
Maybe you can have that word with Zanti, Zola's mother.
Possibly.
Maybe your parents can create a deal with her.
Possibly, but that would depend on if my parents, and it's not just their castle. There are other people involved. It would depend if they wish to trade this far south. They may not require, but if they can, they want to, then it's an option. But it might be best just to find out what's going on with Xanthi and everyone first before we.
No, I can do that now.
No.
Thinking about it, the castle, the Cloud Castle that the adventurers picked up in the last season, probably would fit inside that lava pit hole in Omu. So they could set up a parking spot for it there. We'll see. You'll have to fight with Xanthi for ownership over that spot.
Okay.
All right. So 7 days will go by. Our heroes will be reunited as Eagle Tower soars through. It's a blue eagle, for one. Soars over the walls
with red wingtips.
With red wingtips. Yep.
Yeah.
Soars over the walls of Port Nyanzaru towards the city. Where would you land? Like, where would be your point of call? Would you have arranged with the party to meet them at a certain place at a certain time?
Okay, guys. Like Xanthi's house, if I remember, has got like a little courtyard in the middle of it.
It does, with some animals out the front. Yep.
Yeah, so we're just going to land in the courtyard.
Okay, fair enough. So. Also, as a question, is Carmen on your back or in the claws?
She'd be on his back.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Then riding through, thankfully, because you've got her on your back, you look like it's a person riding an eagle rather than a crazy evil eagle attacking the city. So you fly.
I'm blue and very cute.
You'll drop down. The first person to greet you, Tower, is Shargo, who will tackle you and make sure you're okay.
Oh, good man. You made it back.
Yes, I did.
Did they tell you that we saw it? There was another one of you.
There was another one on me?
Yes.
Probably wasn't
exactly like you. Did I not tell you? In fact, we left him in the tomb. We did not see him.
You left me in the tomb?
No. Well, it was just something that was made to look like you. I think it was just a game. It's not important. It really isn't important. While she's saying that she's going to be stamping on Tower's foot.
What?
Just as
Carmen is me. What is this?
As Carmen's talking, he's going to kind of push Tower just slightly to the side. And who's your new friend here? Hello, my name is Shargo.
Crying out loud. This is Carmen, you idiot.
Oh, you did something with your hair. Looks good.
Yeah, thanks. How are you, Shargo?
I am well.
Good. Okay. Not getting any more trouble.
No.
I was going to whisper in. I see his perception skills are as good as always.
Yes.
Thank you, Tower, for the compliment. So, let me get Zola and all of the rest. They'll be happy to see you. And gather everyone together.
And Tower's going to take a drink out of the fountain. I am very parched.
I would
Are you
like
still
it.
in eagle form, or would you have changed back?
I'm not talking. Yeah, I've changed. I'm not talking.
Okay, change it back. Yeah, fair enough.
Unless I can be a talking eagle, and that's just.
Just Shadow talking to this eagle that squawks at him constantly, holding this conversation.
As we come out of the villa, I'd like it to be the scene where Frodo is recovering in the bed, and we're all just walking into the bedroom.
One by one at the doorway. Like, One
of the 12 endings of Lord of the Rings.
Who's in the bed? Pijo.
Howler! Carmen!
Loud,
Pijo's still
loud,
unconscious
too loud,
from the hangover. Yeah.
too bright, too loud, not good. Too much shiny.
Too much shiny. Oh,
Too much shiny, too much.
Oh, Pijo.
I guess it's ID'd a little bit. Too much.
Yeah, you know what?
You look good, Carmen. Hi.
It's quite a skill to drink, like to have that level of commitment to your drinking. You'll get used to it.
It's been too long. We didn't drink in the jungle. I lost it.
Well, you didn't. Yeah, okay.
Speaking of which, on our way here, we saw an old friend.
Oh yeah. The Lindra's back. So we flew past, and she was standing on her little spot and gave us a bit of a wave, but we didn't go near her. We stayed out of the way. So, but she's back, and I don't think she's that mad. Maybe she didn't try and kill me or knock me off, at least. But she made a point. She waved, so she definitely saw us. But yeah, she's back. So
yes, but you saw her too. That goes both ways.
Very true. But other than that, it was a quiet journey, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was quiet.
It was quiet.
It was quiet.
We had nothing happened at all.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Insight check?
Go ahead and roll an insight check, and deception or persuasion from the appropriate people.
That was -1.
Tower can't. Tower can't lie. Sorry, I've got to bring up the thing. Deception.
I don't think you'll be able to beat the... Oh, it was close.
Close.
Yeah. So Zola can see right through it.
What didn't happen?
I was hoping Zoe wouldn't have said anything then and just kind of noticed it and gone, but...
Too loud.
So many jabs.
They just got to go a little bit flustered. That's it. I'm saying nothing.
Anybody want a drink?
Yeah.
Anybody want a drink?
Drink. I'm very punched.
Yeah. I'm going to go get some drinks quickly. I'll be like, Peach, I'll get you some water.
Oh, not water. I'm not drinking water.
And Carmen will just scurry out super quick, all flushed and embarrassed. She'll just kind of run away from the question.
So, you've been revelry, drinks, and stuff, yes?
I made a beer fountain.
I saw.
Out of the... What? You saw?
I picked up a new spell. I've been watching.
Okay.
we were bored in the evenings
Doesn't
sometimes.
sound like you were bored in the evening.
Right?
Anywho, let's move along from that point.
Quickly, yeah.
All right. So, you're all together, finally. Everything seems to have calmed down. You are aware that there is going to be, at some point, an assassination attempt on the group. Are there any precautions or any things that you would do with that in mind, since you've not done anything yet?
I mean, I'm
Except
still.
not separate.
Ooh, Zola, you are somewhat more skillful at catching people unawares, hiding in the shadows, as it were. I could make you look like someone else, and you could just find out where these people are. I could not do so without revealing our hand. I could get someone to talk to me, but only through threats and intimidation, as I'm wont to do.
We could both go.
I don't think I could track.
Well.
Hmm?
We could both go. I can change my appearance as well.
I'm not sure how we would track them down, or if we could, then it will take more time than it's going to
Maybe
be.
we go into a bar and start going those dirty UNT and those filthy red devils, and see if anybody goes, yeah.
Sure, we're not doing anything else.
I
Why not?
think I could pretty easily talk to people. Nobody really knows that I'm part of your group because.
Oh, after the last week, I think that's pretty
Everyone
well known.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, just we have been hanging out for quite a
Nobody
bit of
knows
time
how.
together, haven't we? You've been staying every night at Xanthi's place.
You're right. Okay, that's probably why they just see me coming and going. Okay, sorry, I'm a little foggy.
Nobody knows Carmen. She has just arrived, and so have I. But they may have to recognize me from previous visit here.
I could go and play. I could just go, if they haven't got a bard having any sing-songs, I could just kind of bowl in and just start to perform, and then just have a little listen and see what I can find out. If people don't know who I am yet, or I can always disguise myself a little bit and...
Yeah, go and say, oh, did you see that crazy devil man and his UNT friend?
I would say something along those lines. Don't.
No, I do not think this. That you are both lovely. Well, not you, Gorgori, but yes.
I don't oppose truth when it suits me.
You're tolerable.
Well,
It's okay.
You deserve, both of you. We've been here for a week, partying it up. At least we should all go out for a drink together at least. And if we're there and we happen to pick up on some rumors, then all the better.
It seems that Pijo is not done, so I'm quite okay. We're having some revelry. We're quite relaxed, actually. It was a nice journey. The forest is much better now.
That makes you happy, doesn't it?
Yes,
That makes Tower happy.
the plants are particularly happy. I spoke to them, and they are all feeling quite vibrant now.
7 days of alcohol are going to wear away at anyone's system. Pijo, roll a con save. Averine, Gregorian, Zola. Well, I guess Grigori specifically said he wasn't drinking that much, right?
Grigori always has a flask or a drink in his hand that never seems to get any emptier.
And after the news of the assassination attempt, I'm not going to be drinking so much that I can't.
Fair enough. So I guess it's just Pijo. Roll a con save. Okay. You're fine. You're not considered poisoned on this particular occasion.
I am back. So whatever, like
You're
the
still
next
drunk, but you're not poisoned.
The next morning, Pijo's going to wake up and look at Carmen and be like, I got it. I'm good. It's good. We're done. All's good. Everything stays inside. Everything's great.
Good.
On this particular evening, as you have all gathered together finally and do your revelry, that's when someone stumbles into Tower. Drunken idiot stumbles into him, starts shouting racial slurs against big blue people. What are you even? A genasi that's gotten hairy? What are you? Oops, I dropped my drink.
That is good. Point fingers elsewhere, young man.
I'll point my fingers at you, and he'll poke you. But in poking you, he'll push himself back more than pushing you back.
I'm trying to think what Carmen would do.
People are getting a little boisterous in this moment. And that's when it all kind of kicks off, and 5 individuals all pull back cloaks, revealing pure white clothing, masks and turbans. They pull them aside, pull out weapons, and start charging straight for you.
Be like, oh no, we're so surprised.
Zola, Schmepenzi, alive or dead?
Don't worry, I got this. Little bit drunk. They're mine.
All of them?
And I was like, oh yeah, he's got a new trick.
Yeah.
So, in this moment, as they're about to attack you, feel free to reposition yourselves. We're not going to move to a tavern map setting. You're just in a large open space. As soon as the cloaks come flying off like in an anime, everyone seems to just back away. And tables are pushed to one side to allow you guys the opportunity to have one last fight. Almost as if everyone involved in the tavern was involved in the trap and the assassination attempt on you all. So feel free to reposition yourselves anywhere close to where you are. And
I
you're all
still
doing your own
just
conversation.
see Portnigh and Zaro.
Yep.
Are we out in the open? Is this one of these market pubs?
No, you're still inside.
Oh.
Do you not see everyone, Pijo?
I'm still. Oh, I see where we are now. Okay, sorry, the map wasn't turned over there. Got it.
It's also in, since the map is very large, it says that I'm 240 feet away from people. Is that the right scale, or is it
No.
theater of the mind? It's good.
Yeah.
Of course, depending on how things go with Portier, maybe this won't be the last fight. We'll see.
Ooh, there's a grid now.
You wanted distances? 25 foot or so away from them.
How much upward height do we have in this place?
15 foot high ceiling.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be up towards the ceiling in this place.
Okay. All right, so it looks like I've got everyone's initiative. Let me roll for the bad guys. It's evil, evil assassins. There we go.
Oh,
I'm happy with that.
Tao's got it. I've got this, and just let me put my drink down.
Okay. So with that, as they all whip off their cloaks and start charging towards you, they will actually get to go first. Hey, that was a surprise. So, during its first turn, the assassins have advantage on attacks against any creature that hasn't taken a turn yet. So, they're all going to charge straight towards you. First one's going to approach Tower, which does bring him within 10 feet of Zola. No, that doesn't make a difference for this character. It's the other one. All right, so moving in pulling out the short sword, 2 quick short sword attacks with advantage against Tower. That's a 22 to hit.
Ow.
Does that hit you?
Ow. Yes.
Okay. Then he will also deal an extra 8. So that's 9 points of piercing plus an extra 18 of sneak attack. So 27 points of piercing. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, man.
17 is a success, so you only take 7 points of poison in this situation. Second stab with the blade. 14 to hit, not as secure. That'll miss. All right. Next one will kind of jump up and almost run on the walls to get around Tower to stab at Zola. That is a 22 to hit Zola.
That hits.
Okay. So he will also roll sneak attack on that. That is 17 points of piercing and a con save against poison.
Which
but I think you're immune to. Yeah, so it doesn't.
I would also like to uncanny dodge.
Okay, so the 17 piercing becomes 8 points of piercing damage. Second strike against you is a 14 to hit. You're dodging too much. His blade slips. Next runs around the group. Pijo, you're up in the air. Okay.
Yes.
Then right up towards Carmen, behind Carmen, ignores Avarine's invitations with a 23 to hit.
Which will hit.
Okay. So again, adding the sneak attack to that, that's 17 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Against poison. Okay, succeeded, taking half the poison damage, which is 17 points of poison. The next charges straight towards Grigori. Actually, we've still got one more attack against Carmen. So that's a 15 to hit Carmen.
No, that misses. Just sorry, quickly, what's the damage? So 17 poison and what's
17 poison and 17 piercing.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So 34 points of damage in total. All right, then I have a 14 against Grigori.
That should miss.
Okay, and then a 17 against Grigori.
Well, actually, I don't have my mage armor up, so those both hit.
Expecting an assassination attempt at any point in time, would you not have had your mage armor up constantly?
I mean, I'd probably have it up constantly, yeah.
Then
but the second one hits then.
Okay, 17 then will hit. He'll add the sneak attack to that. As that is 17 points of piercing damage and a con save against the poison, please. That is a 9, right?
Yep, but I'll check. Yeah, I'll just take it. It's fine.
You will? Okay. So that is 23 points of poison damage.
So 23 extra?
Yeah.
On top of the 17?
In total, on top of the 17. So 40 points of damage there. Then the last, rather than charging forward, is going to pull out a light crossbow and aim it at Pijo. Also, again, with advantage.
Boo.
That's a 21 to hit Pijo.
That hits.
Okay. We have 20 points of piercing damage.
Jeez Louise. All right.
And make a Constitution saving throw. You take the full poison of 18 points of poison damage. And then second shot, they quickly reload, fire a second one. That's a 23 to hit you again, Joe. 6 piercing, and I need you to make a con save. Successful save, so you take half at 12 points of poison.
All right, I have 1 health left.
Oh.
I'm at 1 hit point.
And that's them done. Zola, what would you like to do?
Goodness gracious. What a turn. Can I perceive anything about their way of dress or their physical forms that tell me what organization they might belong to? They do seem organized. So.
They are very organized. You can tell that they are Cholton. There is no UNT aspect to them at all. They just appear to be purely human. The clothing is very specifically just nondescript at all. Plain white clothing to hide any sort of identification marks, and it's full body clothing as well.
Okay. Cool. Then I will begin to slither around the one that has been engaging me, and I'm going to attempt to constrict them.
Okay.
There you go.
So 20 to hit. That one will hit. 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
And then pop 28 onto that.
Okay. With the sneak attack, with the grappling now, they are grappled, yep, and restrained.
All right, and then because that's an attack, I'm going to attack them offhand.
24 to hit. Will hit again. 7 piercing.
Okay.
Okay. Grigori.
Not today. And I will, the one in front of me, cast Banishment.
Okay. So...
level... Oh, hold on. It does something at higher levels. Sorry.
Higher levels, you can pick multiple creatures, I believe.
Yep, no, we're just going to do it at normal 4th level. But we're going to twin it and do it on this. I'm going to get a second person by twinning it instead of using a higher level. So I'm going to get both people in front of me.
Okay. So they have to make charisma saving throws.
17.
All right, 17. Ooh. 15 and a 3.
They both wink out of existence. I am then going to use one sorcery point. Well, they're on a demi-plane. I'm then going to use a sorcery point to use a quicken spell. And I am going to cast Immolate on the one with the crossbow. Immolation. And I'm going to twin that one too. I'm going to hit the one over by Carmen.
Okay. You can't do that. You cast a 4th level spell as your action.
Right.
Which means you cannot cast any spell as your bonus action.
So I have quickened meta magic.
Yes.
Quicken a cantrip.
Level.
You can't.
When you cast spell,
the rules on spell casting multiple spells is if you want to cast any spell as a bonus action, even if it's a cantrip, so any spell at all as a bonus action, you must. You can only cast a cantrip as your action. Since your action was a 4th level spell, you can't cast any spells as a bonus action, even with meta magic.
Well, but I could cast a cantrip.
No.
Nothing.
Remember, if you use a bonus action to cast any spell, whether it's a cantrip or higher, any spell, then casting a spell as an action must be a cantrip. Cannot be higher than a cantrip if you're going to cast any spell as a bonus action.
Well, but if I use my action to cast a spell, can my bonus be a cantrip, or can I not cast anything?
No, can't cast anything. The sheer amount of time it takes to be able to cast a spell as an action removes that capability.
Can he quicken his banishment?
So he could quicken the banishment to be a bonus action, and that's fine, but then his action would have to be a cantrip. So he can't cast Immolation.
That's fine. That's fine. Whatever it works to, I could do a cantrip now and that's it, right?
Yes. You can quicken banishment, but
as
can you quicken and twin? No.
That's fine.
Okay. So right now you can't cast the spell if you want to have banished both creatures.
That's fine. I'll just banish both of them then.
Okay.
And I also forgot at the start of my turn I suck 10 health off of Zola and go up 10 with my demands of Nessus.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
I forgot all about that.
Training paid off.
I guess I'm done then.
Okay. All right. Carmen.
Thank you.
Carmen will attack the one in front of her that attacked her.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just do a clean slice.
With a 21 to hit, that will hit.
And then she'll add a defensive flourish on that as well. Which puts my AC up to
Fair enough.
25. And then she'll take a second go.
Okay. That will still hit.
Cool.
As the blade slips between the folds in the cloth, deal another 12 points of piercing damage. Anything else from you?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. Pijo.
Alright, first things first. I am going to knock a poison arrow in my bow, and the one that Zola's been constricting, I'm going to fire right at that one.
Okay. You have advantage on the attack because the creature is restrained.
Great.
22, definitely going to hit.
Alright, do I add poison damage?
Yes, you do.
And I'm also adding my Colossus Slayer. So,
okay.
All right.
That is a heavily weakened assassin.
But not down?
Not down.
All right, so I'm going to use my bonus action out of Hunter's Market.
Okay.
And I'm going to let another poison arrow go at it.
That'll hit.
All right. Hunter's Mark, poison arrow.
Okay. And with that last bolt, it'll cut right into the neck. The creature will fall limp in Zola's tail.
Good. And I would say, guys, I need help. Feeling very bad right now.
It's just the alcohol. You'll be fine.
It is not the alcohol. It is the bleeding and the crossbow bolts inside of me. That's the problem.
I'm going to cast Hold Person at 3rd level to get the 2 remaining assassins. That's DC 18 or 17, sorry, wisdom check. Save.
They both get held. Both of them immediately paralyzed for the duration.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Then we'll move to tower.
So is this one? Where is this one? Is that one still at a distance?
Yes, still at a distance.
Okay. And this one looks quite. Towers. Oh, where did that one go? Oh, and then he's going to look and to reach to the one that Zola's going to, and Zola crushes him. Then sees arrows go. Oh, what the. And then, well, maybe I should help Carmen. And wanders over there, and then just.
Is that how he walks out?
Drunk and no friend, no. Just he's going to touch him and then cast 5th level blight.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna crack that.
Okay. So a Constitution saving throw. That's not going to go well. That's a 13. That is a failure. It takes 40 points of necrotic damage. Ouch. But it's still alive. The hold person continues. Okay.
And then I'm going to wild shape as a bonus action, using both my wild shapes and turn it into a giant earth elemental.
Yes.
Head onto the top of the ceiling. Woo. Still, I'm drunk.
He's kind of like slaps out of the way, panicked when this monster starts to show up.
Seeing that his attempt at killing you all isn't working again, a small fellow comes rushing through a window to join in the fray.
Dark!
Why won't you all just die?
Why does he want to kill us? We didn't do anything to him.
Wants the stuff that you claimed from Omo.
We'll just give it to him. I don't care.
It's shiny.
It's shiny.
It's shiny.
Shiny.
I
and
can't
Rico's
appreciate
been
shiny
telling
if I'm dead.
stories. All right. So he's going to pull out his sword and charge forward for Grigori. I don't know you. Do I know you? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't know Grigori. Yeah.
We met briefly.
I've still got the contract. He's going to swing his short sword. 21 to hit. He doesn't get sneak attack on that. So does the 21 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's just 6 points of piercing damage. And then he'll swing the short sword a second time. Nope, he doesn't have multiple attacks. So I guess bonus action to use the dagger, but it won't add the dex to it. Yeah, that's set up. Okay, cool. So dagger stab 16 to hit. Hits for 5 points of piercing damage. Roll me 2 Constitution saving throws.
Yes.
That's a 14 and 11. You succeed at both of them to keep concentration on the
banishment.
The banishment. Yeah, you okay. And then he is going to bonus action disengage and step back a little bit.
He used his bonus action to make that second attack.
He did. So he'll just run away and risk an attack of opportunity from both the Earth Elemental and Grigori.
Can I use a cantrip on that?
Only if you have Warcaster.
No, I don't. And there's nothing in my hands. I punch him. Unarmed strike.
Make an unarmed strike. D20
I don't even know what that
plus
is.
Strength and
D20.
The D20 plus your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh, +4.
Okay. The 19 and the 16 miss. As he dodges back. The 2 assassins still held can't do much, so they will end their turn making wisdom saves against the being held. So 17 and a 16. Do either of those succeed?
One is no longer held.
Okay, that is the one closest to Dirk. All right, Zola, what would you like to do?
All right, we'll see how this goes. This is what happens.
No offense, it's just business.
As she hears this, she glares at Dirk, little weasel, and the shadow that is being cast by the light in the tavern grows behind her, and it starts to rise up behind her, and it takes the form of a massive snake head.
Ooh.
And without really knowing what she's doing, just out of anger, she casts Invoke Nightmare.
Intelligence save from Dirk?
Dirk.
Okay. So, intelligence save. Oh, he's proficient in intelligence saves. Boom.
Dang
25. On a successful save, nothing happens.
Nothing happens, and this is why I have only used it now.
Okay. It's a cool Cool ability, but unfortunately, and the GIF is great, but his mind is focused.
All right, so I'll slither up onto the ceiling, and then I'll move until I'm right above Dirk.
Okay. Grigori.
Well, as you say, just business. And I will cast Disintegrate at Dirk, and I will twin it to the assassin who's by Dirk.
Okay, so Dirk is going to use, because it's a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yep. 17.
So he succeeds and takes no damage on a success, right?
Oh, I think he takes half, doesn't he? A creature targeted on... no, yeah, just the failed save, I guess.
So, the assassin rolls a 15, which I believe fails, right?
Yep.
It will use its evasion to only take half damage on a failure. So, 79 halved down to 39.
I'm going to use Empowered Spell to max out damage on that.
Okay. How many points are you using, and how many die are you going to reroll?
To double that, I just used 6, and that was my last sorcery point to empower this. Like I'm going all in on this. I've got nothing left.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can reroll 5.
Okay. Okay. So, which of those are you taking out?
All the 2s, the 3, and a 4. So that was 13 points worth. So that would do 5 more points of damage. So that would be 84 points total, halved.
Yeah. 84 halved down to 42 points of damage. Ouch. Ow.
Oh, start of my turn. I suck 10 points off of tower.
Okay. Carmen?
Did he say he was ever going to allow him to do that? That's not contractual.
Maybe he thought the conditions changed given what's been going on. The death curse isn't active anymore.
You're a big giant rock monster.
Carmen's going to glare at Dirk and just be like, we saved the world.
Yeah.
I never liked you anyway. And then she's going to just turn around and then just have a hack at the one next to her.
Okay. You have advantage on the attack. If it hits, it crits. 23 is going to hit.
Cool.
So
Crits.
Go ahead and roll an extra d8. Okay. And anything else you'd like to add to this is going to crit.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So that defensive flourish, roll another d10.
Yep.
Because it crits.
9!
Nice. All right. That will kill the assassin.
Lovely.
Level
Cool.
1 down.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Carmen?
She will then run up to Dirk and hit him as hard as she can because she's angry at him.
22. That'll hit.
And then she'll add a this will be her last blow. Oh, actually,
You got 2.
have I got 2 more? Oh yeah. I might do a slashing flourish because I just wanted to check. So I think I can then hit the one behind. Oh, is he within 5 feet? Would you say?
No, it's too far back.
Oh,
Too
okay.
far back.
Okay, so it'll be a defensive flourish then instead.
Okay. So he will use his reaction to uncanny dodge this. So he takes less damage than you would think. It's 17. He takes 8 points of damage from that. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Anything else from you, Carmen?
Nope, that'll be it.
Pijo.
First things first, bonus action switching to the crossbow wielding assassin. And I'm just going to let him have it. So
Okay.
2 different actions attacking with the poison arrows. So there's the first one. Is that a hit?
Ooh.
That is a crit.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Go down, mother. All right. So I'm gonna. So do I roll the poison damage twice also?
Roll the poison
Everything.
damage twice. Roll the Colossus
Mark.
Slayer twice. Hunter's Mark twice. Everything.
What is that? That's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 17, 18, 30, 31, 32. Yeah.
All right. 32 points of damage. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Take that, jerk.
And he already used
The
his
assassin
reaction
takes
to half
the huge
something.
bolt. Yeah, he takes the huge bolt to the chest and drops down to one knee, dropping a dagger that had been tucked up its sleeve. Now I will kill you.
I killed a Sararak. You mean nothing to me. Doing it again.
With a 23 to hit. Anything else you're adding to that damage? Okay. Right. That bolt catches it and knocks him down. That assassin is gone.
All right. And kind of brimming with energy at this point. So you're just going to kind of shudder with nervous, excited energy and stay put up where he is.
Okay. Averine, what are you going to do?
So I'll say out loud, does anyone know who killed the Sararak? I can't quite remember it.
It was me. I did it. It was me. I thought you were there.
30 people outside the bar will roll their eyes and shout, Pijo dead.
They even know they weren't there, Averine. Come on.
I cast Life Transference, taking 15 points of damage and healing Piju for 30.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You're a good
And my turn.
Okay. Tower, what are you going to do? Dirk's looking around the situation. He's like, I think there was a misunderstanding.
Tower, could Tower Earth glide here? Can he just smash through the floor and Earth glide, come back up? He's gonna go under. He's gonna dive. I'll go under and then just come up behind Dirk. And then I'm just gonna grab him.
Okay. Oh, so you're trying to grapple him?
Yeah.
Then make an athletics check.
I don't have athletics as the monster.
Then just straight strength.
That'd be
24. Okay. Ooh. You managed to grapple him.
okay. With my second, could I just slam him?
You hold him with one hand, the other hand just smacks on top. Go ahead and attack. Yep. 23 will hit for 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh!
Okay.
Anything else from you, Tower?
That's me done.
Okay. So, all the assassins are dead.
Or banished. We got 2 coming back in 4 rounds.
Yep.
Do they come back, or because I was looking at the spell? It sounds like if the spell doesn't end,
The duration's only 1 minute.
it says
It's only if a creature is native to a different plane of existence. If the creature is native to this plane of existence, it comes back after the spell ends.
if the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If it's native, I see that. Okay, sorry, I was reading the wrong spot. Got it. My mistake.
That's okay. Dirk will attempt to break the grapple as his action. So probably not going to work because it needs athletics to break out of a grapple, but we will contest strength athletics from the Earth Elemental, please.
Oh, that was low.
Aha!
Slippery little sucker.
He'll
It's
just
like
about manage.
it's like the pint glass. You know when you're holding a pint glass and you're drunk and it just slips out of your hand. It's exactly what happened.
He's a slippery little fellow. All right, so he just slides out from between your fingers. Yeah, it's been fun. I will. Yep. Disengage as a bonus action and run out the window. Run down the street as best as he can, trying desperately to get away from you guys. Zola, what do you do?
I would like to go after him.
By all means.
Come here, you. So how much did he use a bonus action to keep running?
No, bonus action was to disengage and make sure that he didn't get hit by the rock monster. So
Great.
30 foot, absolutely, you could catch up with him.
Yeah, I will catch up to him, and then I will constrict him.
Okay.
Not so fast.
With a 21, that will hit him.
And then I will use my bonus action to go back 15 feet with him in my tail, dragging him back towards the tavern.
Is that dashing as a bonus action then?
Yep. Oh wait, hang on. I gotta pop a sneak attack on top for the thing.
Do you, under this circumstance? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's 21. Okay. You drag him back, and it's just another lifeless husk by the time you get back to the tavern.
Okay, I'm ready for the next two.
Are you ready?
Doug
Well, actually,
is dead.
Are you ready, Zola?
I am. How about everybody else?
I cast.
Should we
haste
set something
on
up to
Zola.
like, be ready for it? Like, because we know where they're going to show up, so maybe we want to.
take one round?
He'd already begun, so.
Tower's going to reach behind the bar and pick up a keg and start drinking.
So who are you casting haste on, Grigori?
Zola.
Okay. The concentration of haste ends the concentration on...
There's no concentration on banishment, is there?
There should be, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to mark that down. Mark that button. Concentration.
Because it's your concentration on it that must remain for a minute.
No.
order
My sheet didn't have concentration box checked, so sorry about that.
Fair enough. All right, so they pop back into existence.
I take 10 points from tower at the start of my turn before I cast haste.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're still in turn order and I hadn't moved. You can't do it.
Thinking really
my
hard
new action,
about
I'll move over here as I'm at the start. That's only the start of my turn, and you're beyond 30 feet. Okay, I guess I don't get it. 43 it is. But I will move over here and cast haste on Zola.
No, don't you have to be just within 30 feet of someone for the demands of Nisus?
Yes.
From where you were stood, you've got more than enough space, so you would have pulled it from tower.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But I will step over here and then cast haste on Zola.
If anyone notices, the reason why it doesn't work with doesn't pull from Averine is because Grigori does not consider Averine to be an ally. All right, Carmen, what would you like to do?
The last time I saw Dirk, we were allies, so I was going to see if I could pull from him, but Zola killed him too quick. Ew.
I can only do it on Monday. Okay, Carmen is going to roll her eyes because there's these two pop back, and she's just going to point at one and just go, dance! And she's going to cast Irresistible Dance.
And it immediately begins dancing, a proper hearty jig. We're gonna switch up the music to be a bit more upbeat there for that. So, as the creature just suddenly erupts into a dance, stuck on the spot. Anything else from you?
She can't do any other movement, or she can't do any. Can I do an attack? I can't start a spell. So you know what? Carmen's just gonna clap along and just mock her, like whatever it is. Just be like, well, all yours.
Okay. So, we'll use. We'll use that image for. Okay, so dancing. Pijo.
I am curious, just real quick. The dancing, does that end on an attack? Because I don't see anything that says it, but I want to make sure I'm not missing something.
No, the dancing creature must use all its movement to dance without leaving its space, and has disadvantage on dex saves and attack rolls. While the target is affected, as an action, a dancing creature makes a wisdom save to regain control of itself.
Okay, cool. So I can attack with impunity. I am going to move my mark to the one that's not dancing right now, and I'm going to do it to it.
Okay.
Or poison arrows.
Hits.
Great. Oh, slow computer. All right. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm just rolling everything now.
All hit.
Great. Sweet. All right, so that is my turn.
Averine.
I'll extend my wand and shoot a firebolt at the dancing fella.
Okay. You have advantage on the attack. No, you don't. No.
You
just has disadvantage on attack rolls. So, go ahead. 14. Are you going to add anything to the 14?
Well, I thought I read on the spell that we have advantage on attack rolls.
While a target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls.
Oh, they do.
Against
Yep.
it.
They do. Yep. I missed that bit. So, yes. So, 27 to hit for 26 points of fire damage. Nice.
And that's it.
Okay. Tower.
Back under and come up at the spot I was before. The dancing one, I'm going to clap along, but I'm going to clap on him. Advantage. Oh, God, 15.
That'll hit.
Hey, 11 on that one. And second attack.
Another solid hit. I'm trying to dance here. Ow. It's like being stuck in a mosh pit. Anything else from Tower?
That was good.
Okay. So that assassin is going to attempt to break out of the dance. It's a wisdom saving throw. What's the spell save DC, Carmen?
It is 15.
So it fails the save.
You can dance if you want
to. That was its action. Just now, it's just staring at Carmen while its body continues to dance. I
think he likes you, Carmen.
I think he does too. Keep going.
The other is going to move up towards Averine and attack Averine with a 9 to hit.
Miss.
Terrible. 23 on the second jab.
I'll use luck to make him reroll.
Okay.
Didn't you see the portent of the reroll?
Oh. Natural 20.
I get to choose, right?
Actually, I think the way luck works is you roll a d20 and then you choose whether or not to use his roll of whatever it was plus whatever his bonus is, equaling 23, and whatever you end up with. So go ahead and roll a d20.
7.
So do you choose your die roll of 7 to be his die roll?
Yes, that's the one I would prefer.
So then, with all of his bonuses, still misses, as that would be a total of 13.
Aye.
So that'll miss. He'll then whip out his light crossbow as a bonus action and fire it. Disadvantage because he's in melee range. No, he won't. Yep. And he will shoot at Averine with it.
Oh, man.
That's a natural 20.
I'll use luck. I make him re-roll it.
Well, you re-roll it, I think.
Yeah, you.
Oh!
Averine is very lucky this fight.
The shot misses, goes wide, almost hits Pijo. Alright, that's it for the assassins. Zola, hasted, what would you like to do?
I'm going to slither up to this position. And then I am going to poison spray both of those peoples.
Okay. Two! Alright, so Constitution save from the two of them. As an 8 and an 11, both of them fail. 12 points of poison damage apiece.
And
Okay.
then use my second attack to, or second action to attack the dancing one.
Okay. That'll hit. And with that, the dance stops
Oh.
as the dancer dies.
And then I will move to block this one in.
Okay. Then Grigori.
And then that one bursts into flames.
Immolation. Flames wreathe one creature you can see within range. Target must make a dex save. It takes 8d6 fire damage on a failed save. On a failed save, the target also burns for the spell's duration. Ouch. Okay. That is a natural 1 on the dexterity saving throw. So, using his evasion, he'll still only take half damage. So, the fire damage is 14 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
He
I suppose
takes,
so.
which is enough to still be alive. However, he is on fire. The burning target sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30. At the end of each of its turns, the target repeats a saving throw. It takes 4d6 fire damage on a failed save, and the spell ends on a successful one. Okay.
I'm sorry I keep forgetting to do this. I also suck 10 points off of tower at the start of the turn. Sorry.
Tower or Zola? They're both Zola's they're both the same distance away from you.
Right, tower.
Tower specifically? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that'll be all.
Carmen.
Carmen's going to notice that the one that's dancing is now dead and gone. Ah, that's a shame. Then look up and see the other one's on fire. And be like, okay, this got interested again. And she'll just kind of run over and have an attack.
Okay. Adding anything else to that?
No, she'll just take the second attack.
Okay. Well, you don't need to. So,
Okay.
How do you kill this thing? How do you fell this assassin?
She will just kind of attack down, go up her sword, attack down through the shoulder, through the torso there, and then as the blade kind of comes out, like just bits of like flame kind of speckles off with the sword as she finishes because they're on fire. So,
and with a roar and a cheer, the crowd that were outside watching all of this start clapping and feeling, hey, good show, good show, good show. Encore, encore.
You guys clearly knew this was gonna happen. Why are you cheering for us now?
We got paid and you win. Hey.
Yay!
I don't buy this is not sincere.
Big cheer from them.
And with that, as the enemy creatures have all fallen, and our heroes take a moment to themselves after the battle, we're going to take a short break. Do we have a Who's That Monster for today?
Of course we do.
Then on your screen tonight, you will see this week's Who's That Monster. Type in the chat who you think it is, and we'll tell you after the break. See you then. Welcome back, everyone, after the break. So, today's Who's That Monster? On your screens, it should appear right about now. It's the Sue Monster from last week. The Sue Monster being the creature most closely attuned to Wongo's trickster spirit in Wongo's shrine. All right. So, after the battle that had happened, the failed assassination attempt, a lot of the proprietors of the place and the locals will clear up the bodies for you heroes, so you don't have to do any of the legwork.
Hold up.
Yep.
That little kobold, can we have a look at his body? He might have some documents or other things of interest.
He did say that he still had the contract.
Oh, check him for magical weapons. You've been saying and it should be sorry, I'm more gruff. Check the body for.
Yeah. What language would this be in?
No, brand new accent. Check the body for magical weapons.
Because that's how Terran sounds.
Oh.
Who understands Terran?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking.
So,
or maybe I do Orin. I think it's Terran though. Yeah, I understand Terran.
We'll check the body. Yeah.
But Carmen's been complaining about not having.
What is this accent?
Well, maybe I know that Dirk's got one.
That's TV American, that is.
Oh, it does kind of remind me of Patrick Warburton just a little bit.
So you search through the body, you loot, you see the contract with Princess Moixanare. You find a series of unsigned documents that all seem to be in various different handwritings that all more or less say the same thing, that Dirk has the authority over such and such a person. He is filled to the brim with forged documents, and it's clear that they are forged. Just the way that they speak, the nature of the documentation seems too similar to be naturally occurring official documents, all benefiting this kobold named Dirk. His short sword, you can take his daggers, and on his person he had 275 gold pieces.
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to do with the body?
No, have your sport with him.
Okay,
have your sport with him.
They'll take care of him. So,
let everybody know that Zola of Port Nyanzaru is a friend of the people and here to stay, and all who oppose her will suffer the same. Thaumaturgy and the ground rumbles.
Some urchin will approach and question, so she's here for the people, but if the people oppose her, she'll kill us all? Well, isn't that a bit more tyrannical than...
No, if anyone tries to kill you, you should kill them too. And I take one of the spare daggers and give it to him. Here, if anyone tries to kill you, you kill him right back. But be kind to people. Be nice to them. And if someone gets in your way, murder them.
I do not try. I want to roll an insight check on that. I'm not really
on what, whether or not the child is going to listen to him, or
no, on whether or not Grigori thinks you should default to being kind to people unless that they're being directly unkind to you. I'm not actually going to roll. It's.
Well, you missed the last part where he said, "If anyone gets in your way, murder them."
Very loose word term.
Okay, Mr. Devil, sir. I'll kill anyone that gets in my way.
Oh, very good. Pat, pat, pat.
Some Cholton boy and some adventure later on is going to be on a murder spree.
All thanks to us.
We have to be the change we want to see in the world. Well, if we are able to return to our now genuine revelry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all free and clear from this point on. What are you going to do? It's all open.
Well, before anyone gets too drunk, I'll mention all the hoard of items that we've been carrying around. And I'll say, Zola's mother trades in these jewels and whatnot. I reckon she'd give us a good price, a fair price anyway, on all these things. That would allow us to split our take.
Maybe I should negotiate.
No.
I don't think we have to really do any negotiating. I don't. Want to try to get more than the worth from Miss Zanti, and I don't think she'll try to cheat us either. But once we're able to split this up, then I guess the question becomes what do you want to do next? I want to revisit Miss Portier because we have to pay her back for the magical items we took from Fort Beluarian.
As do I.
But after that, I'll probably be heading back up north.
Are you gonna come back? Eventually?
If that's where my travels take me, I don't know what else what else is going on in the world since we've been down here. Maybe there's other things that we have to, or that I'd be interested in taking a closer look at myself. But I need to at least get back there and tell them everything that I've learned.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm staying with Carmen.
She'll kind of look up at this massive rock thing and just put her hand and be like, do you want to come back down now?
Okay.
Yeah, come on, come back down. I don't like that accent you've got when you're in a rock form.
I cannot
I quite liked it.
It's just the way the throat of that creature comes out. I do not understand.
And she's just like happy that he's back to normal tower. It's still big, but not ginormous.
But you said your castle will be another month, and you said you were going to show me, so we're going to do this.
Well, yeah, like we might as well. We'll go up to see Portier, and we can help everybody with that, and then I don't know. We can hang around for a few weeks.
Does everybody want to see Common's flying castle?
If anyone's still about, if you didn't want to shoot off too quickly, then they'll be here, like I say, in a few weeks' time. But I appreciate that, Averine, you might want to, carry on with your journey. But yeah, I'll wait because then they can pick us up. And it saves us having to get on a boat or anything.
They will be headed back to the mainland anyway, will they not?
I believe that will be the plan. They're coming to pick me up, so we'll be going north anyway. So if anybody actually wants a lift, it is a slow moving castle because it's a castle. But yeah, you'll all be welcome to stay until we get to wherever you guys want to go. But it's not that quick, so it depends on how quickly you want to rush off. But yeah. got a few weeks yet.
It's a kind offer, and I might take you up on it. It depends on how quickly or how long it takes to get to Porters. I remember it taking like a 10-day or so the last time we traveled to Fort Belwarian from Nyanzaru.
But I imagine a flying castle does not get attacked like a merchant vessel might on the sea. So it would be much safer, though slower.
Well, it's hidden as well.
It is hidden.
Well, it's in the clouds, so it would just look like a moving cloud.
Oh, that is pretty.
So yeah. Okay. We can keep busy until that happens, until they get here.
So let's go visit what's her face.
What's her face? That's a new word for you.
Yeah.
He's a new man. You're teaching him new things.
Yeah, I'm brushing up on him.
If you want to go to Port Nyanzaru by boat, it's 110 miles. If you want to go through the jungle, it's 70. Through the jungle, you're stuck at traveling at an average of 10 miles per day. So it takes 7 days to go that way. Via the boat, you've got an average of 30 miles a day. So 4 days by boat.
But if we do go by boat, then we have to have a sacrifice prepared for the dragon turtle, right?
Yes, you do.
What?
Or we could do combat with the dragon turtle.
No.
You could do combat with dragon turtle.
You'll eat the boat.
We killed a Sararak. We can kill a dragon turtle.
And it's not like that combat hurt anyone heavily.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Actually, no, it did not. I do not know who I'm speaking to. That might be the universe.
Yes.
It was the other lich that hurt us badly.
We have made that trip on foot twice now. 3 times, I think. We know the way.
Okay.
Well, before we head out, I guess I'll ask Zanti if she'll buy these jewels off us. Unless anyone has any other designs on them.
Are there any sapphires in there?
I don't know. I mean, you guys have the list, right?
So I will read the list. We have 24 pieces of jewelry that is worth 2,000 gold pieces apiece. There are 21 gemstones. We have 50 platinum pieces, 2,450 gold pieces, 5,900 silver pieces, 12,000 copper pieces, a 30-pound platinum egg, a diamond worth 500 gold pieces, 1 peridot gemstone of indeterminate price, a bejeweled Amnian doublet with matching money pouch, a fine Cormyrian cloak, those are worth 75 gold pieces and 100 gold pieces respectively, a Froghemoth statuette made of painted wood with 3 amethyst gemstones for eyes. Each of those gemstones are worth 100 gold pieces. Then we also have the Eye of Zoltek and the Navel of the Moon.
I like the Horde.
So
Why are we carrying all this useless wealth?
If we're giving them to her to sell, so we can split our take, may I just have my shinies as shinies instead of as gold pieces?
Of course.
Because I would like to have some of those, and I would like
any
to just...
chance you have a total listed on there already? Or do we need to do some quick maths?
I can do the quick maths if anything else can be happened in the meantime while I'm doing those quick maths, because they won't be very quick actually.
She will be generous. She likes you, and she'll give you what you, the prices, the values listed. And if it doesn't have a value listed, it's worth 100 gold each.
Okay. Well, I'll come up with that total, and then we can proceed.
Okay. Do you have any magical items that you wish to sell?
I think I blew them out.
Okay.
I have
Just
Any that I might have had are in the plane of water.
Wakanga Otamu will buy off of you any common magical item for 10 platinum pieces, any uncommon magical item for 50 platinum pieces, any rare magical item for 500 platinum, and any very rare item for 5,000 platinum.
I'm good.
And you won't get any better braces anywhere outside of Chult. Inside of Chult.
Well, I think we don't have any items, so we'll just hit the road, I think, and make an overland journey to Fort Belorian.
Fair enough.
So when we get there, are we just going to settle up accounts and go on our way, or are we going to burn it to the ground?
Don't burn it to the ground.
And this is why I just want to be on the same page.
Not necessary to burn it to the ground.
I intend to have words with Portier regarding her apparent dealings with the pirates, but I'll make sure we're settled up. Our debt is settled up before we do that, so that none of you are implicated if it goes poorly or guilty by association.
If she is not happy that the deal is settled, and the thing that always happens, that we get into a fight, then do we put it to the ground?
Well, I say we defend ourselves, but I don't think to make any plans.
That sounds like some good advice one could give to a small child, along with a dagger.
It turns out we're not too much
agree.
different.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if she's still alive? Do we know for sure she's still alive?
Nope.
You could tell her. You could send her a message and tell her that we'll be there to settle accounts soon.
That's a good idea.
Will you do that over the 7-day travel time?
Yeah, I will do that during that time.
Maybe it is worth just doing that. Save us 7 days. If she is dead, why bother?
All right. So, what are the 25 words that you say to her?
Does she know it's me? Would I have to announce who I am? Would she know it's me? Okay.
She would know it was you.
Okay, so I would say.
Remember, she sent us to get the ring to keep her from dying.
Yeah.
We took care of the larger issue, even if the smaller issue was lost to us.
I don't think I'll tell her on sending that we don't have the ring, but I will. I'll just say.
Maybe we could implicate that destroying the ring was somehow the way to relieve the curse, and therefore it was a bigger picture thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She'll just say, as you can see, curse lifted. Done this a different way to save the lives of everyone, including your men, on our way to settle.
I expect a full report about the situation at hand. Thank you for your proactivity. I look forward to receiving all that is owed me.
Karma will reply back, because that'll wind her up a little bit. So Karma will reply back and do another one and say, happy to give full report. Remember, you are alive because of us.
You don't have to use Ultimate 5.
Let's have a discussion when we get there.
Great to hear you understand your involvement in my plan to save the world. I was happy to help you, glad to see you soon.
Okay.
Is this
So
woman
much-
going to take credit for killing a Sararak?
She'll have a lot of bad luck with that. Everyone already knows. It was Piju, the Sararak Slayer.
Piju the brave, the bold, the mighty.
You do realize, Peja, that it was the soul manga that was really lifting that was destroying the world and causing the problem, and Laszlo destroyed that.
I didn't say I lifted the curse. I killed a Sararak. I killed the thing of nightmares. Not the other thing of nightmares, the other thing of nightmares, but the one thing of nightmares.
The other thing of nightmares was me, actually, but you're so fine. And you got the other thing of nightmares, which is back in the heart of Uptal, but we should deal with her another day.
Yeah. Well, let's not think too much about her right now.
Oh, it sounds like we have a few liches. I help you with yours, you help me with mine.
Liches be everywhere.
Got 99
Liches be
problems,
crazy.
but a lich is actually 3 of them.
All right. So the total of the goods minus the 2 precious, the Eye of Zoltek and the Navel of the Moon. The total comes out to 68,585 gold pieces. Split 6 ways, that comes out to 11,430 gold pieces.
Nice. So she will give you that value as described.
And I would say Piju likes the things that you trade in. So to the extent that you're able, can you make this portion in sparklies? The sparklier, the better.
She pays Piju in just one thing. Everything, all of the money that she owes Pijo's share is spent on crafting a single cloak that can fit over his wings while he's flying, that is shoulder to ankles, covered in sequins. But it's the kind of sequins that are one color pushed one way and a different color when pushed the other way. So Pijo can spend forever just looking at the different colors that his sequin suit can do.
We'll go into a bar one day and I'll have written on the back, I killed a Sararak.
There we go. All right. So the journey from Port Nianzaro through the jungles of Chult back up towards Fort Belawarian takes you 7 days, and thankfully over those 7 days it's all calm.
Can I say something to the guys before we go? Maybe we should not take our treasures with us. Does her contract not state that half of whatever we find out there is hers?
I imagine she has a jurisdiction over a certain part of the jungle, and we have not found anything other than undead in her area.
In the area in which that was an effective provision, none of this comes from there, and that's just the truth.
Can you prove it?
You cannot prove a negative.
But that being said, why don't we get what we may owe, put it all in one bag, and have that be the only bag we show?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They were all uncommon items. I think the price of each was 600 gold pieces apiece.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there were 7 of us, including Shago. So we owe her 4,200 gold pieces. Or presumably we could trade back the item that we got.
Mm-hmm. She would prefer the 4,200, but she'll take the items. So you make your way there, and you get there. No ill occurrences. The journey is calm. We will move to Fort Beluarian. The fort is far less manned than it used to be. There used to be at least 10 or 11 that you could see at all times, and then people sleeping. Now you can barely see 4, maybe 5 people on the parapets and on the palisades of the fort, while you don't see anyone in the courtyards. There's certainly no one manning the quartermaster's office, where you had requisitioned all of your items, and there's no one out training right now.
Before we go in, I take 10 minutes and ritually cast telepathic bond so we can speak telepathically to each other for the next hour.
Nice.
Okay. Just remember, as this is something that I find a lot of people forget, is while you're communicating telepathically, yes, you're not being heard by other people, but you are then standing in front of that person silently. Okay? So pay attention to that, because they might notice if you all just suddenly look at each other and stand quiet. Okay.
Just let Peter talk to her while we have a conversation.
I can tell her the whole story. She's never even met me before, and she's gonna be like, "Who's this bird guy?" I'm like, well, I'm the one that killed the Serac, so let me tell you something. Good story for you here.
That's exactly what you need to do, Peter.
So, making your way through into the space, into the fort, you will be welcomed immediately. The Flaming Fist gentlemen know who you are. They recognize you and remember you. It's not been that long since you left their fort, and you will be escorted up into the main chamber, where you will be invited into Liara Porter's private chambers. Now, Liara is sat down, and she doesn't stand up. She still looks far more frail than she was last time. Before, last time you saw her, she was using a cane to stand up. Now she looks like she can barely even hold her own weight, yet she's still wearing her plate armor. She sat in the chair, and people are moving the chair around to move it to a table filled with papers and documents. As soon as you arrive, a soldier comes and wheels the chair back around so that she can wave at you all. Come on in and sit down. Relax.
Commander, I'm sorry you seem unwell.
I'm on the mend, better than I was yesterday, and I'll be better still in a few days. I believe I have you to thank for my weariness dying down.
That is true enough.
So, we have business to finish?
Yes, we have accounts to settle and matters to close.
Okay. Let me pull out my books. Okay.
Did she sound like this when she was messaging me back the other day?
No, she didn't.
Okay. While she's pulling books, I'm going to make like an alert to everyone kind of going, this isn't right. She didn't sound poorly. She's saying she's getting better. This is not right. Something's not right.
Do I believe that she's really sick?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
I was going to insight after the lack of comments.
No, she's clearly weak, guys. Look at her. She's super frail. She's got the white hair.
No. There's something not right here.
Tower doesn't trust the what she's playing on. Now, Carmen, you might not trust her, but you can't figure out her game plan here. Tower's insight is actually very good, and he immediately picks up on what's going on. pretending to be a frail old woman is probably a very beneficial play right now to try and pull at your heartstrings. So Tao would recognize that this is just a play to try and influence you all.
Okay.
So, according to...
For strength of position.
Okay.
According to my notes, you borrowed some weapons and armor, all totaling to the amount of 4,000. 4,000 gold.
It was 4,200, right, Carl?
It was, but she's saying 4,000 right now.
Borrow is perhaps not the right term. We agreed to purchase them on credit, as it were. We weren't able to bring back the ring you wished, but here's your payment. And Grigori, from his own funds, will drop 4,200 exactly on a bag in front of her. I believe this settles our account.
She'll take it and drop it into a drawer on her desk. Okay. Right. You weren't able to get the ring?
No.
Why not? And roll a deception check, because you were.
Well, Grigori wasn't.
Grigori, but Grigori knows. All right. According to Grigori,
I'd rather
still
lie,
have the
to be
ring.
honest here. No, we couldn't find it.
Where's my dice? Okay. Shame. It would have been nice to have that.
Well,
Even though the curse has been lifted, its power would have really helped to increase the speed of my recovery.
well, you'll be glad to know that in searching for it, we stumbled upon the larger machinations and were able to defeat them. So in that regards, your sending us on this errand was really more beneficial to you than even having the ring could provide.
Of course, and I do hold myself solely responsible for the fact that you saved the world. If I hadn't agreed and given you those licenses to explore my portion of the jungle, you would never have reached the places that you went.
Indeed. How is Captain what's his face who took us and dropped us off?
Captain What's His Face died.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Well, I believe my business is concluded.
Very well. You're all welcome to stay within the fort for as long as you need, but if you need any other supplies and things, you're welcome to purchase them from the armory.
So telepathically, I will announce to everyone that at this point I am going to confront Miss Portier about her dealings with the pirates. So if you don't want to be implicated in whatever beef she's going to have with that, I understand, and you can walk away if you like.
Grigori walks out.
I'm here for you.
I was just going to lean to the entrance and just look comically.
Yeah, Carmen's going to just head towards the entrance, but still kick about. She's...
He's watching, he's just kind of just leaning in the entrance up way. As like a block.
Is there anything else?
So I'm going to cast a spell.
Which spell?
I'm casting Detect Thoughts.
Okay. A spell that requires verbal, somatic, and material components.
Yep.
So what are you doing for the material components? Are you using a copper coin or are you using some focus?
My wand.
Okay. So she makes a wisdom saving throw.
DC 17.
Yeah. So Commander Liara Porter. There we go. Wisdom save. At 11. Okay. So you cast the spell. She fails. She notices that you are casting a spell and immediately calls her guards to her attention. What is it you are doing? What magics is this?
Just the spell. I wanted to show you this book, this ledger we found in a shipwreck in the jungle. It was bound for Jahaka Bay with your instructions to destroy all evidence.
Why did you cast the spell first? What are you getting at?
So what is she thinking?
La 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 la. Try not to think of anything because this happens all the time. Either it's a zone of truth or they're trying to think my thoughts. I need to get rid of them quickly. I can't kill them. They're heroes now. Maybe I can send them to Baldur's Gate or something on a mission. We'll see.
So I'm probing as deep as I can.
Okay, so you're going to really try to push in further?
Yeah.
Well, actually, so the casting of the detect thoughts, you get to read her surface thoughts automatically. The wisdom save was for probing deeper. So what are you probing for?
Her dealings with the pirates.
Something that looms large in its mind. Okay. The pirates were my way into securing the longevity of the Flaming Fist here in Cholt. Why do they need to get involved? They should have burnt that. They should have destroyed that. I organized that the ship went down.
So while she's thinking these incriminating thoughts, I'm going to cast my new cantrip, Encode Thoughts, to pull a ribbon out of her brain that has the incriminating information in it.
Oh, Ravnica, so fun.
Yeah. This is a really cool spell, and I really like Encode Thoughts. So if you haven't read the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, this is one of the really cool spells that comes with it. So putting a finger to your head, you pull a memory, an idea, or a message from your mind and transform it into a tangible string of glowing energy called a thought strand, which persists for the duration or until you cast this spell again. The thought strand appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. Tiny, weightless, semi-solid object. If you cast it while concentrating on a spell or an ability that allows you to read or manipulate the thoughts of others, such as detect thoughts or modify memory, you can transform the thoughts or memories you read rather than your own into a thought strand. So you now have a tangible piece of evidence of what she was just thinking about, and she is going to freak out. She doesn't recognize this spell. That is not a spell that she's familiar with, and so what is that? What have you drawn a weapon on me? Guards, seize them.
I would like to blow the horn of calm emotions.
Okay. All right, so everyone calms down. Just explain yourselves. I've only been right with you. Why are you attacking us?
I'm also interested in who she reports to, like who her superior or commanding officer is within the hierarchy of the Flaming Fists. Because it's a piece of information I'd like to have.
Fair enough. Let me just pull that up. Where are my notes? Excuse me, sorry. Roll20 is taking a while. I need a very specific name that might sound familiar to some, might not. Okay. You get a fixed name in your mind. It is a single name, one word only. It is Giannis of Baldur's Gate. Flaming Fist becomes the White Hand. It all connects. It's all together. It's a conspiracy. I wrote the stories. So, for those that don't know, recently we discovered that Giannis was a bad guy that was also connected to the Heartbreak Heroes adventure on a Sunday night. Shameless plug. So, what do you do with that information?
So, assuming Giannis is an upright and upstanding member of the Flaming Fist's Order of Honorable Knights.
Honorable Knights.
Say, Miss Portier, what I have here is evidence of your dealings with the pirates. What would Giannis think of such information? And I'm also still reading her thoughts.
This is not good. This is not good. I need that evidence now. I think he would not trust such strange magics, and he would trust my word over yours.
We shall see. I'm heading up to Baldur's Gate momentarily.
Are you sure there's nothing I can do to convince you to give me that strand? I will pay you handsomely.
What if you're dealing with the pirates? That's a problem, especially for my friends in Port Nyanzaru.
If I broke ties with the pirates and went straight, would you not report this to Giannis?
It would certainly help, and I'm thinking, is she being serious? Is she or being earnest?
Roll an insight check at advantage.
That is 12.
Okay. Her thoughts, surface thoughts at least, seem to back up what she's saying, that she will go straight. If she doesn't need the trouble, she just wants to be successful, and if the pirates aren't going to work out at all, then it'll have to go.
It would certainly help if you didn't deal with the pirates. But is that your best offer?
Roll a persuasion check.
Three.
Okay.
At advantage?
No. How about if I swear to help Port Nyanzaru defeat and destroy all of the pirates with my impressive knowledge of the pirates' behavior within Jahaka Bay, Jahaka Anchorage, and the pirates all around the peninsula. I can be instrumental in making sure that they are wiped out. If I help with that and then go straight, will you let me keep that evidence?
Well,
Okay. So insight with the 25, she is looking desperately for a way out. She will do anything that's required, but she's going to try and weasel out as much as she can.
I'll pass that telepathically down.
Well, I'm going to hold on to this information as I think it's very valuable information, but destroying the pirates would certainly go a long way to softening my heart and making sure it didn't reach anyone else.
Okay. How much time do I have?
Let's just assume that it'd be best to take care of this as quickly as possible.
Okay. I'll need time to recover my strength, and then time to muster my forces. We're a bit weak on the ground right now. But I'll get to work. I'll support the city as best I can.
So do I believe that she actually needs time being able to probe deeply into her brain?
No, she doesn't need time. If she wanted to destroy these pirates, she could do so instantly. She knows where their soft spots are. She knows exactly where she would hit. In fact, you get to all those locations in her mind in a moment. You know the secret ways into Jahaka anchorage. You know the passcodes to get onto the pirate ships without being attacked. You know all the passages and everything that's needed to reduce their defenses. And she is desperately trying to just get as much time as she can to try and come up with other ways she can satisfy what she has promised you without hurting herself too much.
I'll say, Miss Portier, I am holding your thoughts made manifest in my hands. What on earth makes you think you're able to deceive me?
I don't mean to deceive. Please, you're holding me in a very difficult position. I want to do what's right. But you're not believing me when I'm saying I will.
Because you're not being genuine. I've heard enough. I will take this information and show it to anyone who would be interested. And we'll deal with the pirates on our own.
Do what you think is right. I will not sully this ground with any attempt to take it from you with force. Get out of my fort.
Bijou laughs when she says that she would attempt to take it by force.
Okay. So, out of curiosity, that thought strand is only going to last for 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, yeah.
What are you going to do at the end of the 8 hours? Just keep getting your own memory of the situation?
Well, if we're able to leave without further incident,
yes, you will.
I would offer to teleport us back to Port Nyanzaru and then get this information to Xanthi and whoever her allies are. But before we leave, I will surreptitiously drop that coin that she asked me to drop.
Okay. Would you drop it in such a way that you're attempting to ensure that it doesn't get found?
My only concern is not being seen while I do it.
Not whether or not it gets found. Okay. And then sleight of hand.
And I will remember to roll my portents for the day.
Mm-hmm. You should use one of those portents on this check.
I will, in fact, use one of the portents. No. I will use a 15, and I don't have proficiency in sleight of hand, so +2 for my dex, for a total of 17.
Okay. So you slip it out, and the person who is escorting you out of the premises doesn't have a high enough passive perception to be able to notice that. With a 17, you surreptitiously drop the coin, and it ends up being squashed underneath Tower's feet, which pushes it into the ground a little bit further. So it's well hidden.
What are you trying to say on that?
Big stoned, big boned. All right. With that, are you going to teleport back?
Yeah, I'll tell everyone. I don't know what I was hoping for, but I have information that incriminates Miss Portier. I intend to give it to Xanthi. She seems to be influential in Port Nyanzaru, and the pirates are making their lives less enjoyable.
Definitely tell Mom everything. All of it.
Oh yeah, that fella at the docks also suggested pirate hunting could be quite lucrative for some folks, and I can impart everything I've learned from Miss Portier to that end.
That's a good idea. In fact, after going back to Port Nianzaro, talking to Xanthi, you'll find out that all along, Xanthi has been the one putting up the reward money that Zildar, as his name is. Let me pull up. Zindar, that's his name. As Zindar, who is the individual that has been telling everyone that you could earn 2,000 gold per ship you destroy, it turns out he's being paid by Xanthi to go after the pirates and stir up the hatred about pirates. Xanthi's been involved in a lot, as it would turn out. With the information you provide, with the coin in the location that it needs to be, Xanthi will make moves to end up being in full control of Port Nianzaro. Little people, Zindar specifically, will go off to run Fort Belawarian on behalf of the Tepka Society and the Zentarim connections they have. And her daughter is the Queen of Omo. So Xanthi has somehow become the most powerful person in Chult as a result of this adventure.
Good for her.
I do need to talk to Zola when we get back.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to say?
Well, so at night, I guess, privately talk to her. And I pull out the contract that I had from before. I say, and I give it to you. And I say, so we had a deal, and I know you detest those things, and that you don't think deals should really matter between us. And to an extent, I suppose they don't. But we did have this deal that was completed after everything got settled up with Ms. Portier, I suppose. And that's done. So what should we do about that?
Well, I think I still owe you a favor, right?
That is, yeah, that's what the contract says. It's true.
That's what the contract says. Leaving that out there, just on the table, as it has been, I was wondering. I got this gig, right? Queen Omu thing going on.
Sure.
I don't want to just leave them high and dry. I think that this is an opportunity for some of my kind to start being integrated into the rest of the world as I have.
Mm-hmm.
I want to at least show them that that is an option, regardless of who they worship. So I don't want to leave immediately. But I don't want to stay there forever either. I need to be free to roam about. I don't like the idea of staying in one place for very long. So if you would be willing, maybe you could come be my advisor for a year, 2 years maybe, and we can build up our resources together here and then hit the world.
It seems to me we had a deal at one point going into Omu that there was a smoking mountain and a bone desert that had a lot going on that could use a change of management.
I agree.
It seems to me that was right next to Omu, wasn't it?
It was pretty close.
Yeah. So tell you what, why don't I come with you to Omu, and then when that's done, we'll go to the mountain and take that over. And so long as we always do it together, we'll call it a deal.
Deal!
Oh, they're gonna go kill a dragon together.
What a sweet honeymoon.
We're going to go take over Omu and rule, Charles.
Right. Then what does the future hold for each of our heroes? So adventure and dragon slaying for Grigori and Zola. But Pijo, what does the future hold for Pijo?
Well, Pijo's going to try to get his love back. And if that doesn't work, or even if it does, he's going to retire. He's had a lot of excitement, and he wants some quiet time in Kirsabal. And although he would certainly respond if anybody came to him for help, he's going to take some time just to rest. Aarakocra age a lot faster than the other races do, and so even though this has only been a few months for him, that's like a few years for a human and such. So that's a lot of time for him to be, out and about.
Fair enough. Well, your leader, which I'm trying to remember the name of right now.
Yeah, I kept forgetting that too. The little. I think that's right.
Ashara. Yeah, there we go. Ashara. So Ashara will welcome you back and gift you the title.
Ooh, a title.
A title.
Lich Slayer.
The title being her personal advisor to external issues, in that you will help her to decide what's appropriate action for the Aarakocra of Kirsabal to get involved in, as they would like to start taking an active role in the life blood of Chult itself, to ensure that some dangers are not able to return, providing the gargoyles of Omu stop attacking them.
Well, that works out, because actually my thought is the first course of action should be repairing relationships between the Yuan-Ti and Omu, who clearly have something going on with the gargoyles, and the Aarakocra of Kirsabal. And since I have a connection there, we might be able to make that work out and get rid of those gargoyles too.
So you will become her personal advisor to external groups, which includes regularly meeting with Zola and Grigori on administrative purposes. What's the future hold for Carmen?
Carmen will be heading home. So a little bit different, but she'll be heading home. She will invite Tower to go with her, but he'll be going back to the mainland anyway, so she will leave. And probably try and just spend some time with her father a lot more, maybe go on another adventure in the future. She's going to be a little bit more, she's grown up, so she's not going to be getting drunk in bars anymore, and she's going to be a little bit more sensible, so she's going to try and do something decent with her life, and maybe go out and do the odd adventure to go and help people that she feels need it. Mm-hmm. And it's up to Tower whether he is involved with that or what goes on there.
So Tower he was sent here down by what he perceived as his god, with visions to come and deal with this great evil. And it was a path for him to save his people from something unbeknownst. At the moment, he doesn't really have a path or a home, and the person he cares about the most is obviously Carmen at this point, so he would follow her anywhere right now and see where, if his god starts to speak to him again, or if he finds where the road takes him, and doing another journey with Carmen, or doing another adventure with Carmen and her family seems like a logical place.
So while you're doing that, you'll be taken aside by Carmen's father at one point for a private conversation. But that private conversation is overseen by another individual, Gora, and they will approach you and invite you to help them approach other Furbolg to enlist the assistance of more Furbolg in the Emerald Enclave activities. They haven't really gotten much push with the groups of Furbolg around the north and the Sword Coast to be able to really call upon them for aid in certain situations. But they know how effective in nature-based environments Furbolg are, so they will. He will invite you to, as an official capacity and as work on the ship, help him negotiate with other Furbolg.
I will be happy to do that.
Okay.
What is coming?
Averine. Well, what's the future hold for Averine?
Well, she'd keenly be interested in helping eliminate all the pirates, but she figures that the information that she has in her head is more important recorded back home in Candlekeep. So I'll ask Carmen to give me a shout when your folks arrive. Until then, I'm going to hop back to Candlekeep outside of Baldur's Gate. But as soon as I hear from you, I'll be back just like that. And then when I get to Candlekeep, I will deliver all the assorted journals and spell books, so Withers and Devlin and Raznizi and the multiple Red Wizards, all of their writings, and have my account recorded to the best of my ability to all the any of the folks back at Candlekeep who would be interested in learning. I also have that ghost lantern, and I would see if I can have someone. I'll speak to the spirit within and see if it wants to be freed, and if so, arrange for that. And then the Staff of the Forgotten One. I'll see if I can figure out who that fella is and whether or not he needs to be freed by destroying the staff, destroyed by chucking the staff into some other sphere of annihilation, or kept imprisoned and powering the staff.
So after investigating all of those things, you will learn, and the Candlekeep will come to the conclusion that more information is needed to be able to discover the history of the Forgotten One and who that is. And according to their best information, that information is and should be available within Gloomhaven, the Underdark library that is constantly moving. And so they will send you and a small group of adventurers out on an expedition to find Gloomhaven, so that they can you can use that magical library resources and solve that situation. Okay. Then I think that is all of our heroes wrapped up. We want to thank everyone that watched us throughout this season as we played through the Tomb of Annihilation adventure. We are very grateful for you all for having supported us, for following us, for subscribing on Twitch and on YouTube. If you had, thank you. We will not have a session next week. Our new adventure, set in the custom world of Horan, will start on or around, tentative in case of technical difficulties, but on or around the 5th of February. So we're going to take a little bit of a break before that next session. I believe we said we might come on and play something in a couple of weeks. We'll give you more details closer to that date. But until then, join us as we adventure into this new territory and this new world of Horan in February. Thank you very much, folks. Good night.
Good night.